How are you guys doing? It's been a little bit. How long has it been? 2 weeks? I feel like it. 2 weeks and a day, I think, because I think I streamed the day before I left for Germany. It was wild. We're going to get into it, obviously, because that's the topic of today's stream. I was in CloudFest in Germany. Roost. I think it's Roost. I think it's pronounced Roost. Europa-Park specifically. And it was an incredible time. There are so many people that I am thankful for knowing, connecting with, whether I knew them before or didn't know them before. It was a wild experience. Yeah, just super excited for it. So hopefully, hopefully I still remember how to live stream. Hopefully everything is working, and I'm excited to chat about with you guys today because it was a wild time. And again, right off the top here, I do want to kind of set the scene. There's a lot to go through. I literally have like 500 pictures and videos that I'm going to pull up here in a second, and we'll kind of go through just chronologically everything. There's a good chance that we're going to have a special guest on this live stream, probably in about like 30 or so minutes whenever I get to like the main CloudFest type stuff that I want to talk about. I have a bunch of notes, and I also want to say right off the top of this is that my hope for this is kind of like three-ish fold. The first thing is I like to document my life. I think that that's important. I think we should all want to do it. If you don't, that's fine. But that's kind of my goal with a lot of the things that I do, personally and professionally. I do like to try to remember where I've been, and you would not believe how like helpful that is when you want to remember where you've been at certain times. It's kind of crazy. So yeah, there's a lot there with that piece of it. But um, I want to document. That's the first thing. The second thing is I want to. I was literally a media partner. We'll get into a lot of that. So I do want to kind of like express to you guys how certain things kind of work and everything. I also just dropped a video, an hour-long video in the park. We recorded it with me and Christian Taylor. So there's a lot there. That's more just like straight up, like exactly what it is. This is going to be kind of a little bit more behind the scenes and everything like that. And obviously a lot of visual aids. But yeah, so document and everything. And then the other thing too is I think that these types of conferences and these types of events can be like really helpful, really valuable for, certain people, depending on who you are, where your goals are and everything like that. So my hope with this is that one, I hope you're entertained slightly to some degree, but two, I do hope that you get some level of value out of this with, just what, you see here. And if you're interested in going to CloudFest, you're interested in going to a conference like this, hopefully glean some tips and thoughts, from everything that's going on here. So, yeah, I'm just gonna dive right into it because got a lot to cover here and not a unbelievable amount of time. So let me just check on a couple things here. Just paranoid that we're live. Okay, I think we're good, right? We are perfect. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, awesome. All right, let's dive right into this here. Why don't we? All right. So I'm going to share the screen, and I got this all set up here. So I'm going to be up in the top right here, and then down at the bottom, you're going to see like this is a Google photo library. There's a ton of shit in here, and I'm just going to kind of like literally walk through it. Again, this is CloudFest. I was there. I took off. I mean, we could just start right here. Also, you should be able to hear any audio on some of these videos. And can I hear this? Yeah.
We in this bitch.
We in this bitch. Yeah. So this is me. This is me walking into the Pittsburgh airport on what was this now? Like Thursday? Yes, Thursday, the 20 no. When was it? Thursday the 13th, I want to say. So I'm walking into the Pittsburgh airport there. I wanted to vlog a little bit more. I didn't really do that. I do have a lot of I don't have it sitting next to me, but there's a little camera that I purchased, the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Great camera. Would highly recommend that for like vlogging or just doing anything where you're moving around and doing stuff because like it's got the gimbal on and everything like that. So yeah, nice. Appreciate that, Reborn. Thank you. Cool. So we can hear it and see it, everything like that. There's not gonna be too many videos. I'm not gonna like sit here and just watch my own videos. That's a little ridiculous, but I do want to kind of show you guys. So like that was the first thing. Of course, it doesn't let me flip through on videos. There we go. Okay. So I'm gonna try to speed through some of the smaller stuff, but I think there's a lot of like funny things here that like it's funny. So Pittsburgh International Airport. I was in the TSA pre-check line. I would highly recommend TSA pre-check. I was looking into Clear. I just signed up for global entry. We'll get to that later. That I absolutely need that if you're gonna be in the US and you're gonna come back. I feel like if you ever have like any sort of a connection where you come back in one city and then you have to connect to your other one. I came back into Newark and I had to connect to Pittsburgh. You definitely want to have global entry because it lets you go basically bypass that whole line. I just applied to that. I'll keep you guys updated there. I've never considered Clear, but something else I don't know that you could do. But pre-check is a must because these lines get ridiculous. If you're going to travel more than once a year, you should absolutely have pre-check. And global entry gives you pre-check as well. So something to consider. This is me standing because there's a tram. This is more of kind of like a nostalgic thing because this train, Pittsburgh International Airport, if you guys have ever been there, it's getting a full remodel of like the terminal area, and that tram that's behind that glass that goes between like a half mile stretch that underground, it's going to be gone because they're literally moving the terminal back to like not need this anymore. You're just going to drive right up to the terminal. So it's kind of crazy. A lot of stuff there. This is me on the tram. Goes pretty fast. It's kind of wild. Yeah. I don't need to watch that whole thing, but yeah, it's pretty fast. Toby, what's up, brother? Appreciate you being here. Just recapping the whole CloudFest journey. It was a hell of a journey. So buckle up. Also, I'll talk about this later, but I got sick on the not on the way home, but after I got home, like the day after or 2 days after, because I played a hockey tournament literally 7 hours after I got home. But I got sick and like I'm just now getting over the cold. So apologies. This is again, like I was saying, part in the construction. This is funny. This is just funny too. Yins. You guys have probably never heard the word yins, I would assume, unless you've been to Pittsburgh, because that's what we say instead of y'all or instead of you all. I don't say that shit, but everybody else does. So it's kind of funny. Yeah, just more random stuff. I thought like just this kind of from a marketing perspective is kind of cool. It's like a lot of like little things here, right? So like they have this whole entire thing, like you can see all the construction going on, and then they're like, I don't know, obviously just saying sorry, I guess. But then this is, like they're advertising the construction and advertising from marketing perspectives, right? Like trying to explain in literally the stuff that they're almost like covering the construction with why they're doing it and what what that's resulting in. I thought that was kind of interesting. I saw that and I never thought of like doing something like that. I don't know what half these videos are.
I'm at the airport like 3 hours early. It's not boarding until
3 hours early.
2.5.
Yeah, I don't know what some of these are, so we're not gonna say that. I took a picture of this Jimmy John's because I hadn't seen a Jimmy John's in an airport before, and my buddy loves Jimmy John's, so that's kind of funny. That's me eating a pretzel, an Annie Ann's pretzel, which actually I didn't know. I didn't put this connection together until right this second. Pretzels were a theme on this trip, and I didn't think about it. I got this Annie Ann's thing, and I like had no idea that I didn't think about that would be the theme of this. But pretzels are big in Germany, so it's kind of crazy. I don't know why I took a picture of this. I think it was probably because this was my first leg of this journey from Pittsburgh to Newark, and this was a United flight. And I don't have, maybe you guys have more experience than I do with traveling. I don't have like a ton of in-plane experience. So it's like very interesting to me. I've done so much research on like what economy versus, up here. And then depending on how big the plane you're on, there's like so many different things that you need to learn, right? So I was just in economy here, and then up here is technically like first class, but you can't just ever say first class because that's totally different in every situation. Those are literally just like slightly bigger seats, I feel like. And it's just always funny though, because you can kind of like see, the next cabin sometimes in the smaller planes or depending on where it's at. So I don't know why exactly I took a picture of that. And then this is us taking off, I believe. Let's see if we got anything, or maybe just taxiing. Let's see. Yeah. Kind of cool. Kind of cool. I don't know. Again, just trying to take pictures of shit and videos and stuff. So kind of cool. Kind of cool. Maddie, thank you so much. Appreciate it. AP, Andrew Palmer, what's up? What's up? Thank you so much for being here, man. Made it on the thumbnail. Took a picture. I'll get to that in here. Took a picture with Vito and Andrew at the Adderham event. Fantastic. Chris said first class is the right term for domestic flights. Yeah, yeah. I think United calls it United First or something. Um, I was actually considering getting that on the Newark one coming back, but I ended up getting an empty seat, which I will show you. Those seats would be considered premium. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're kind of just like bigger. Yeah. So kind of cool. Bunch of plane pictures, plane video, random stuff. I think this is, I don't know. I think is this landing? I think gotta be, yeah, gotta be landing. IKEA right by the Newark airport. The reason I was so intrigued by this airport is I'd never been to Newark, but I have been. Very funny story. I'm doing a shit ton of traveling this year, as you guys may have been able to tell, and I am going to be in like right next to this airport is I don't know the bay, whatever body of water that is right there. Like what's the actual port called? Cape Liberty? No, maybe I don't know. But anyway, if you go to like Royal Caribbean or you go any sort of cruise, that's where they port out of, and you can literally see it like when you're up in the air. It's literally like basically right there. That's where they're loading a bunch of shit onto ships. I don't know if it's right there, but it's in this vicinity. So I thought that was interesting because we're gonna be driving to where I took this plane. This plane ride from here to there is like literally you go up in the air, you come right back down. It's so short, it's so nice, and then you fly over the ocean for 9 hours, and you potentially hate your life. But I'll show you guys. I didn't really hate my life going there. Coming back's a different story. But anyway, yeah, it's just a funny thing. Very short flight, very whatever. This is the Newark airport. Very nice compared to Pittsburgh International. If you guys have ever, seen the two, it's just a very new, at least this terminal, because I did see a different part of the Newark airport later, and it wasn't as nice. But yeah, this is funny actually. I didn't notice this at the time because this is me going, but down this escalator here is extra like gates, and I don't know if it was this side, but I was down there coming back. So it was very weird because it was like later at night, and it's like it looks way different than this, obviously, when there's no sunshine coming in all the windows and all that sort of stuff. It looks a little dirty. Okay, so now we have to transition because this is me, doing silly stuff. I had an option. I didn't talk about this yet, but I had an option on the first flight or on the way there. When I checked in at United, I had that first flight over there, and then when I checked in like 24 hours before or whatever, you may have seen me post about it. I had an upgrade option for $900 to sit in the lay flat business class seating on a United flight over to Munich, and I took them up on that because I remember when I looked at that initially when I was purchasing tickets and stuff, it was like $2,000+ for that upgrade, and I was like, not right now. But I took him up on that because I was going over there, and the last time I went over the ocean like that on a flight was in like 2011. It was the worst experience ever. Like my ears felt like they were going to explode, and like I was just super uncomfortable and like tight in the seats and stuff. So it was awful. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to spend the money. I'm going to do it. So and shout out to Grade too for getting me there. Not the upgrade, but Grade helped me out get over there. So and lot more to talk about there. But appreciate all the people that did help me like get there. Again, media partners, everything that we got out of that, super, super grateful. I think the value exchange, I hope, was dope. We got a lot more stuff coming, and we had a great time. So you're going to see most of that here. But just wanted to kind of like set the stage there that what you're going to see here for a little bit is like kind of the amenities of that sort of situation. So this is just a plate of my food. This is in the Polaris Lounge, the United Polaris Lounge in Newark Airport. I have no idea what most of this shit is actually. It's there's little potatoes that are really good, some salad. I think this was pork with prosciutto, I think, and then this little weird thing over here. I don't know. I was hungry, very hungry at this point. This is tiramisu and a thing. I was really hungry at this point, and I was like hoping for just extremely not like basic food, but I do think that they think that you have money for some reason, obviously when you're in this lounge, and they try to make it look nice and stuff, and it's like it was good food, but it was just like just I wish they had like I don't know poor people food too. I don't know. I'm accustomed to just whatever, just like chicken and stuff. So whatever. But yeah, that was a theme for the whole week. So had that. This is kind of just a thing you would not believe. This is where I don't have I don't have all the video that I shot with that Osmo on this slideshow and everything like that in here. But you would not believe how jarring it is to try to film in public as a vlogger. I don't envy people that do that. I am not very good at doing it, and I don't know. I'm not. It's not something that I am going to try to continue to do like heavily. Maybe I will a little bit. But yeah, vlogging in public is kind of strange. Even though that camera does make it better, I made it a little bit easier for myself later in the trip. But I was just walking around with this long stick object, and there's a lot of people in this lounge, and which was interesting. So yeah, if you're gonna go United Polaris, it's surprising, especially around this time of day. This is like afternoon. How many people were there? I think it's probably just because that's when all the flights end up going out overnight. And yeah, so this is just a table I was sitting at, just trying to get a little vibe for it here. This is another area with a big bar and a bunch of tables. This is kind of like to the right of where I was just took that shot. So you can see there's like buffet, dining room, customer service, shower suites, quiet suites, restrooms. There's a bunch of seating here to like the right as well. And then this is just literally what those three pictures are half of it. Cause like the other side, there's a huge area of seating and everything. And again, every single seat was basically taken. So there's a lot of people in there, which is funny because I don't know how. I guess people are either upgrading or getting upgrades, or I don't know what's going on. But anyway, this is like a bathroom, the bathroom walkway with like little lights on the ceiling. Again, there's no like public. I mean, they're public restrooms, but they're all single stalls. It's kind of funny. That guy's like tells you like when, hey, yeah, come in here. It's funny. Decent bathroom, little picture in the mirror there, marbly.
Just got out of the Polaris lounge. It's pretty dope in there.
Giving updates on like Snapchat and Instagram and stuff. So there we go. That's the bird. And then this is like boarding. I can't remember why. There was some significance here. There was just like weird stuff going on at the gate, like kind of like you had to like show your passport. That's the other thing too, is again, just from travel perspective, like every I took 4 flights on this trip. Don't normally fly that often. I mean, I took the flights to WordCamp, but every process is different. It's actually ridiculous. Every airport, every security, you would think that there's some sort of standardization. There's like the microest amount of it, and then like at the gate, you have to do different things depending on what country you're in or what have you. It's just very strange. They said like have your boarding pass out to scan it, and then have your passport out so we could see it, and like most people weren't showing it. It's like it's got to be signed. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, also I have my notes on the side here, and I totally forgot a couple of them. So real quick, just a funny thing that happened when I was at the Pittsburgh airport. Back when I was at the Pittsburgh airport, I was at the gate, and I had just walked around back when I was eating that pretzel. I came back to the gate, and the moment that I was at that gate, they called my name, and that's never happened to me before. They're like, "Hey, Mark Smansky, can you come to the counter?" And they were like, "We see that you're flying business class on your second leg. Our flight here to Newark is oversold, and we need to get one person off the plane. We're willing to." Like basically, I guess they're willing to buy me out of my seat and redirect me somewhere else. And they said I didn't get all the details because I just didn't even want to deal with it at the time because I needed to be there. I wanted the business class experience. I wanted to document it. I wanted to do all that. I was like, I'm not even like really considering this, but I just wrote down like the notes that I heard. So they oversold it. They were saying out on the loudspeaker something like $500, like the bidding shit, like $500. It got up to 700 at one point. And right as I walked back, I got that. And they asked me if I wanted to switch. They confirmed that I was doing the Polaris thing. And they were like, said something about I would go instead of Newark, I would go to Denver. And they said, and I don't know if it was premium economy to Denver. Probably wasn't. It was probably premium economy over to Munich or something. And they said they would give me $1,000. And I was like, that's slightly tempting, but because it'd be funny if I could make money off of this. But I was like, I don't even want to mess with like the scheduling because I needed to be there. Mark from Grade was picking me up at the airport. Like I was just like, no, this is already gonna be messy, hard. I'm not gonna like make this harder. So that was just kind of a quick aside there. And then my notes here, lounge was cool. Oh, one other quick thing is traveling alone is inconvenient. If you like when I was in that lounge, people were leaving their stuff at their table and nobody was stealing anything that I saw. But it's like if you go to something like that, like you have a carry-on and luggage, And like I sat my stuff down at that table where I could see the buffet so I could go get my food because, like you just have like too much shit and then you have to like find a seat. It'd be different if like there wasn't a lot of people in the lounge, but traveling alone is kind of inconvenient. It was my first-ish experience really because last time WordCamp I went with CT. So yeah, I don't know. Just kind of interesting. A lot of things that I'm learning. Krayler, we need a chicken counter on this live stream. You absolutely do because we've just started. And spicy water, yes sir, yes sir. We've just started this. Wait until you board the flight using just your face. Some gates do that. No scanning or boarding pass or passport. You just look at camera. I saw that or I've heard of that. Do you have clear? Because I don't know if that's a prerequisite or how that works, but I know that there's a piece of that kind of there going on. Yeah, I don't know what they were talking about with the Denver thing. No idea. I had that once. They paid me $800 to take the next flight because they overbooked the flight. I even got a night at the hotel out of it. It's cheaper for them. Yeah, 100%. I wish they just wouldn't overbook, but I see why they do it. That does make sense. Um, yeah, like I said, I didn't want to mess with the logistics, but kind of crazy. I once heard someone say long haul flying is an endurance sport. I couldn't agree more. Yeah, 100%. I mean, I've done I don't know what Charlotte to Rome is. I wanted to say it was 10 hours, but I did that and that was terrible. Business class maybe it's different, but okay. No clear works with everyone. Interesting. I'm gonna have to check that out, especially when I get like global entry. I'm into this now, I guess. I've got all the shit, so we'll see what happens. Bought a new backpack yesterday. What is it? Air Travel Pack Small X Pack. Shout out Matt Medeiros for telling me what bag to buy. Yeah, wild. So we're in this. All right. So yeah, just another random picture here. Okay. So this, I don't have the video because I took it on the other thing, but this is the experience. Okay. You walk in and you walk to like, in this case, I walked to the left and there was just all these seats. All right. So, yeah, this is an experience. These are lay down seats. This is kind of like, just if you're standing here looking, kind of seeing everything like that, kind of seeing the vibe. These people in this section seemed like they knew what they were doing. I did not know what I was doing. I got there and I swear to God, it was like, I don't know where to put my hands. I don't know what to do because it was just like, I got in this little cubicle thing and I was just like sitting there to completely like dumbfounded that I'm sitting in this little cubicle thing on an airplane. And it was a wild experience. So yeah, just to kind of paint this picture for you, every one of these I think is different because I've done again a lot of research since then. I was trying to get it on the way back. I'll talk about it. This is United. I don't know what aircraft if it says there. I don't know which one it is, but it's like a United one. You have to always like look at this stuff because they change their products, they revamp the planes. You got to see like if you're really going to do this, you don't want to spend the money and be pissed off at the offering. So this is a 1-2-1 configuration. That means there's one on the side, like one seat to the left of me, and then I'm in the middle. And I've mixed thoughts on like where you should sit and all that sort of stuff. I didn't think this was bad. The side doesn't close or anything. Like the aisle's still there, all that sort of stuff. But beggars can't be choosers. This was just a first time for this. So, but the main things, I'm not going to like give a whole review of this whole entire thing. If you guys have questions, just let me know. But the main thing here is that you have this little footrest down here, and then you're sitting in a seat that fully basically turns into a bed and comes down and connects basically almost with this. My book bag is huge, and I tried to shove it under that seat, and it didn't really like work. They don't really care though in this in this class, I guess. Like you could just shove this shit like kind of like barely under there, and they don't really care. You're not really obviously in anybody else's way or anything, as long as it's not like in the aisle. I'm sure you're good. There's some storage here. There's obviously a big screen. There's like a little coat hook. There's buttons over here to do some stuff. You can't even see the whole right side of it. I don't know if I got a picture of it. There's like a whole other. This is kind of like more of a zoomed out view of this. And then yeah, I'm not gonna be able to go back after this. This is kind of yeah. This is to the right of me. There's a little area for like storage right there. They give you that Saxon Fifth or whatever the hell blanket shit that everyone loves. The blanket, the pillow, the whatever. They give you these noise canceling headphones, which are kind of shit, but do the job. And then yeah, there's just like a whole place. So I actually shoved the back. I took this stuff down at one point. I put the backpack up here because you do have a lot of space, but there's a ton of space under most of the flights that I've been to. I know it's not like always under the economy seats to shove it. Like, it's not like a lot of room, but you can shove it under there. That's the only thing here is like you get that little footrest thing, which is a plus. But it's just, I'm saying there's this other thing over here that, it's kind of like a little. This is kind of the view, right? So yeah, there's like an outlet and stuff over there. Moving the camera very fast in this. This is what I was talking about there. There's a little thing. I probably didn't even do everything that I needed to, or that I didn't even probably discover everything that there was here because I was just, again, dumbfounded at the time. This is another view of it because this gentleman is bringing around. This was my first experience with takeoff drinks, and I don't drink, but I had like a water or something like that. But they give you like champagne and shit to. But this is before we even took off. This is what I was talking about there. You can just kind of shove that kind of thing right there and just chill. That's kind of it. Just buttons. This is the bathroom. Again, I don't know if I don't know if the one in the front is nicer than the ones in the back because you could use like kind of any of them, but yeah, just airplane bathroom. Fun stuff. This is me in a seat, still dumbfounded, trying to sleep. Didn't actually sleep on this plane. That was kind of hilarious. Yeah, laid down, didn't sleep. Hot towel, kind of a normal thing. I had no idea what to do with it. What do you do? Just like put it on your face? Yeah, whatever. Okay. All right. So then this is like kind of laid down a little bit with the tray table thing out. They give you a tablecloth, of course, because of course, nuts, warm nuts and water. I was watching 42, the Jackie Robinson. Is it a biopic? It's like obviously not him, but the adaptation. Food was okay. This is duck up here. I don't eat duck. I've never had duck, but it was okay. Probably wouldn't recommend eating duck for your first time on an airplane because this food still is not really that great. Like this is just whatever. Not a big cucumber guy either, so that's kind of bleh. But ate that. Just took a picture of this little dressing because I was like, "What is that?" And then this, bread's always like okay, not fire. This was bad. I mean, this was awful. This is pork schnitzel, and so you got to understand, like, I'm on a plane flying over the ocean to go to Germany. I already know that I'm going to have to eat schnitzel, and I had pork schnitzel on this plane, and I don't think I don't know. I mean, maybe somebody else that likes it would think it's different, but these I feel like were just like kind of carrots, and they were all right, and the potatoes were fine, but yeah, this didn't really get eaten, so that was kind of weird. Had way better schnitzel when I got there. Apparently this thing is famous. They have like, your dessert thing and like the ice cream sundae maker bar thing. So like somebody actually comes around and does this with like the flight attendant, like you can say what you want and everything. So like chocolate and, caramel and everything like that. And then you can put like whatever little accoutrement on there. But, yeah, it was kind of a cool experience. I will say, like, again, you're still on an airplane. I'm not trying to complain about being in business class here. I'm trying to be like just fair about it. It's not like I'm not a travel vlogger. It says like, hey, use my affiliate code to go get this thing. It's okay. It's good. It's not like, incredible magic. Like this is the best thing ever. I want to live on this thing. It's not like that. It's just like a very much more comfortable way to get across an ocean effectively is what we're kind of talking about here. This is me. I guess they turned down the lights, shut the things, and I was like, gonna go to sleep here. This is the experience. I mean, again, laying down, no joke. Absolutely would recommend. But again, it's like, this is a nice experience. I think this is actually zoomed out. You don't actually have like a shit ton of room. You just have enough. Again, I'm short too. Like I'm 5'7", and like I could fit there, but if you were really tall, I don't know. I'd be interested to know like anybody that's like 6 foot plus, like how comfortable it really is. So not 100% sure there. Going to the chat real quick. Kraler says you got sucked in. Yeah, I did. Holy shit. Is this first class or what? Jealous. Brendan, dude, we only do first class. I'm just kidding. We don't only do first class. But yes, this was a business class endeavor. We got a little Twitch guy that we got to ban there. Okay, got rid of that. And then United unfortunately has the worst food on the US Airlines, including the business class. They served sickening local dish before I landed in Dubai, and it almost threw. Yeah, I've heard United is not that great, which is, tough. Andrea, what's up? What's up? Thank you for being here. We're just going through some CloudFest jazz here. I'm gonna try to speed up through some of these things because these are not super. This is just random shit. I was watching Interstellar too, which is a great film because it's so long and the travel, it was a pretty long time. But Interstellar with while I was time traveling, they were time traveling. That was kind of fun. I gave you another warm towel. I don't know where these are coming from. And then this is kind of when you're done here. So, got there in the morning. Let's see if we got anything good
Be
here.
fucking light. It may be fucking light out there, but don't be fooled. It is 2 in the morning for me,
Yeah.
and I did not sleep. Even though I had to lay down, I didn't.
Yeah. So, you gotta try to sleep. And, Christian Taylor talks about it in the video I just uploaded. The jet lag is when you're going east, you're trying to ask your body to go to sleep earlier. And like at this point is 2 in the morning. Like, when was I going to fall asleep? Was I going to fall asleep at like normally midnight at the time? So it's like, it just it doesn't work very well. Coming back is better, but yeah, so I had that issue. Um, this is just kind of like at this point, I'm kind of a little disgruntled, but I'm excited. It's the morning in Germany. Beautiful, like architecture and everything like that. This is obviously leaving the Munich airport. More stuff here, just random stuff.
The user experience of the German at the Munich airport, piss poor.
So what was happening here is I'm trying to get out. And and it's like I don't know German. There's English too, but like I don't know German. I'm tired. And I'm like, where do you go? And normally when you get off these international flights, at some airports at least you can only go like one specific way, and you can kind of here but not really. There's like still a full terminal. When I got off at Newark, you literally had one way you could go, and you just get off and you go straight to customs. And that's like like this. I was following a crowd, but it was still like it was a long walk. It was very interesting. And then I kind of retraced my steps going back when we left, but it was wild. There's a lot of shit here. So this is me in Mark Weisbrod's car from Grade, and he's kind of we're going from the airport and everything like that. So this is the BMW building. This is me.
Update. We have made it.
I made it to my room, and it's like, just, I don't know. It's like 3 a.m. and I just got checked in. I was like, I'm going to sleep. And let me see here. Yeah, okay, so this is a toothbrush. This is a wooden toothbrush. They give you this on the plane or whatever, in the world's smallest tube of toothpaste. And that's that camera right there too, if you want to see that. Let me take a look here. Andrew said, yeah, it's fine for me. I'm 6 foot and a big fellow. That is good to know. Okay, so business class is dope then. Let me see. Andre said, I got a free upgrade to business class once. The seat in the front row was so far away, I had to get up to get a water from the seat in the back pocket. So uncomfortable. Interesting. Very interesting. I do want to speed this up. I promised our special guest that I would be done in 30 minutes, and that has not happened. There's very little likelihood that would happen. So I don't want to go crazy here, but there's a lot of shit to cover. Grade here. So this is in the Grade office in Munich. So obviously, and also like swag too, right? So there's like, I got the hat here. I got this bear you see in the picture. I got another shirt over here. The Grade team treated me very well all week. Greatly appreciate that. A lot of stuff. It's really cool to kind of go and see regardless of companies you work with, companies you like, whatever, go and see kind of like how they work. If they do have an office, a lot of them are probably remote. But nice office area in Munich here. These were some German Haribo gummy bears that I saw in the office there. And then we're driving again. So the next thing that we did was, we went to Mark and I were going to meet some of the other team, Jacob and Sandra, at a restaurant later, but we're in Munich. I've never been to Munich. So it was cold, and we decided to walk around for 2 hours. And he showed me all the sights, everything you'd want to see in Munich. It was kind of wild because, again, it's a very different experience. So, yeah. I'm just gonna pop through some of these here. This is like a whole thing of the city. I mean, it's kind of sick. There's a lot of history here. Um, Nice churches. I'd be lying to you if I told you what every single one of these buildings were, but they're old. This one, I think he said this one right here is older than the United States, which is like funny because we were cracking jokes all week about like, I don't know, just random American shit. If you guys don't know Mark, he's the CEO of Grade. He's one of the most American German people I've ever met in my life. But I haven't met many German people, but he's extremely American. It's very funny. Great dude. Hofbrauer House. This is funny because I think this is the original Hofbrauer House, right? But we have like one in, in Pittsburgh. And yeah, I feel like this is like a love-hate thing, seemingly. If you're from Germany, this might not be the place for you to go. It's probably very touristy, but nice place. I can't remember what that building was, but it's a building. And then apparently people like hang out here in the summertime on the sand dune things there. I think that's the Opera House. Something here. I Something here. A lot of stuff. Lot of history that I don't know. I think, is this the place where like Hitler spoke or something like that? I don't know. I don't know. There's some history stuff down here that I looked at. They're renovating stuff. I don't know. All sorts of shit going on. Is grade the theme or the color of the German landscape in the sky? Both. I think both. I think that's where they got the name. No, just kidding. The statue showed is actually for blind people so they can feel the architecture. Oh, that's sick. Oh, is it the one in the where it's like the full city thing? That's pretty dope. That's pretty cool. This is another church we walked into literally during a Latin mass. Probably shouldn't have taken the picture. Sorry, Jesus. This is another shot of Munich. I think somewhere around here, there is I think it's like right to the right, but I don't know if I got a picture of it. There's the big garden area. It's kind of like March, so it wasn't blooming or anything. This was hilarious. TK Maxx, never heard of that. I'm more of a TJ Maxx guy myself. Just kidding. I've been there twice, but yeah, that was kind of funny. I was like looking at that, and everybody's probably like, "Why are you taking a picture of this?" Like, because I don't know, just funny. I'm sure they're related somehow, but it's just comical. It's different. All right, so now we are into obviously. Let me go back to my notes here. Obviously, tired as hell. Met the grade team, great architecture. So this is my first German food experience here. This is I'm not even gonna say the name because I can't remember exactly how to pronounce it. This is a restaurant in Munich that Mark's wife works at, and lovely place. Seems like super like upscale and stuff. The reason you're looking at this picture is because if you know, I've never drank alcohol, and I didn't drink alcohol. But this is a non-alcoholic beverage, which I also have never drank, and not a fan. But apparently, the locals tell me this is very good non-alcoholic beer. I don't know what it is, but it's just not for me. So I did take a few sips, but yeah, it was an experience. So we did that, and then yeah, and this is where I started to get my first look at the water situation in Germany, because you don't just ask for like a glass of water in the United States. They give it to you with ice, and it's normally like a reasonable size. No, you have to like get bottles of water generally. I mean, I guess you could ask for tap water, but nobody does that. You can get like bottles of water, and you pour that. And I'm used to drinking genuinely probably two. I don't know. I don't know how many. If I'm at a restaurant, I'm eating a lot of food. I'm probably almost drinking like a gallon of water, and that's probably an exaggeration. But like multiple glasses, we'll say 4 American glasses of water. The waitress is always filling that shit up. So it's a very different experience. So that's where I started getting that. This is another shot of the restaurant there. And then just the courses. So bread was fantastic. This stuff was great. Low butter, a little different dips and everything like that. This is the menu. What did I get here? I think I got was that Venice veal schnitzel? Yeah. Yeah, that's what we got. You'll see that here. I got this little mushroom soup thing, I think that they little sample type thing that they gave us. And then this is minced meat, or something. I don't with little truffles on it. I mean, took one bite. It was good. Obviously, here's the thing. It's like all the food is good like high quality. It's just like, do you like that? And it's like, I've never eaten that in my life. I've never, if I've ever eaten a hamburger, which hasn't been too often, it's always cooked. So it's like interesting. But that was an experience. And this is Mark and Jacob, little, I think that's lemon zest right onto the schnitzel. And then this is what we got there. It's pretty good, honestly. Schnitzel, little potatoes, and then I think this is like the other little potato salad thing. These potatoes are so good. They do potatoes very good. And I'm just a sucker for a good roasted type potato. Absolutely unreal. Some other pictures here. Dessert. I mean, this is stolen from America. I feel like we probably stole it from them, but just almost like a apple thing. I don't know, like bread and all sorts of stuff, and I don't know, just like ice cream and shit. Pretty fantastic. This is the gang right here. Got a nice photo. Mark's wife Simone took that. Looks beautiful. And then this is hilarious because we're in a parking garage, and this is where I realized the exit or whatever this version of exit is asphalt. I know it's not pronounced like that, but asphalt. That's pretty hilarious. Be seeing that everywhere. I wouldn't be able to live there because I'd just be laughing at that the whole time. This is like this reminded me. This strip here reminded me of like almost like Vegas here for a second. I feel like this guy is literally in Vegas. So there was that. Took that again. Okay, and then this is I just took a picture of this because in 2 hours I basically got like 10,000 steps walking around Munich. That was wild. And then this is turning down for the night. I don't know. Can't remember. Don't need to watch that whole video. This is us going 200. This is the next morning. Hang on. This is the next morning. Okay. This is the car ride to Roost, to Europa-Park. First experience as an American on the German Autobahn. It was an experience. Okay. No speed limit on the Autobahn. And all these cars, like all the, like, this is a BMW, like all like the serious German cars, because they all make like these great vehicles. They can all handle this shit. And it was an experience. So, yeah. So we're going fast, but, yeah, that was fun. And then, pretzel time again. I told you this was going to be a common theme. So, get ready for it. Stolen from America. Everything's stolen from America. That's what I thought. That's what I was taught, you know? Maddie, it's called, yes, Kaiser. Okay. Yeah. What's Kaiser Schwarman? Yeah. It's goddamn awesome. Yeah, it is fantastic. It is indeed. Then I had pretzel. Apparently this is how you eat a pretzel. You kind of like cut it and you have like butter in between there. And, it's like crispy and also like, I don't know, soft and stuff. So, I mean, to me, it was a solid pretzel. It was very good. Apparently you pay for the restroom. So I was like taking a picture of this. This is like kind of some random rest stop kind of on the way over there. Just taking a picture of that. Everyone, big sausage place in Germany. The Rast, apparently the Wurst. Yeah, I just thought that's hilarious because it's very difficult to find chicken, but yeah. So then this is like, again, just like another rest stop area that we got going on here. Burger King, apparently in prevalence. This is in the morning, so that wasn't open yet. This is where you pay to go to the bathroom. That's very exciting. I have a video later about paying to go to the bathroom. And then this right here, look at this. This is amazing. You click service on this toilet and it cleans the toilet seat. I walked in here and I was like, why is the toilet seat moving? What is going on? That's kind of crazy. And then this is us arriving at CloudFest here, the hackathon and everything like that. Yeah, so kind of wild. Wild journey. That was like a 4-hour car ride. There's just a bunch of random kind of pictures in here. I did try to get rid of most of the unappealing shots. This is right outside of the Kronosar Hotel, which we stayed at. I have a really nice nighttime picture of this hotel. I think this day that we got there on Saturday, I think it was open for some people. So there was like extra people, not just the, like there's the park and everything like that. So there's all that. I got my hackathon badge. This looks like a goddamn video game, but this is a real photo. And I feel like this is like some crazy dinosaur thing that is hanging in the middle of this lobby here. I'm almost tripping out like looking at this because it looks super AI generated, but that's a real photo. And I don't know if it's just the way that my phone captured that, but that is one of the craziest images that I've ever taken. And in person, it's pretty sick, but this photo is just wild. I don't know what the hell's going on there. Wild, wild. This is a room in the Hotel Kronosar that the hackathon took place at. Again, I was a media partner of the hackathon. There's going to be more content coming out and everything like that. You can go watch Christian and I's chat in the park about everything that, kind of coinciding with the hackathon. Great event. My first time there. The team is amazing. Carol and everyone really puts on a great show and a great event. This is the calm before the storm. There was 110 participants, I think. A lot of stuff going on. We'll run through some of the pictures here. But yeah, basically the concept is everybody comes together. They have project leads. They basically pick up teams, so to speak. There's like the project leads, and then they pitch like which ones, and everybody's sitting there thinking, oh, I want to do this one, I want to do this one, I want to do this one. And then on Saturday morning here, you pick what project you want to be on, and you start working. You literally start building something, basically a whole ass product, not even just not even just the development part. Like you can be a marketer, you can be a developer, you could be a designer, whatever. Got the little cool logo on the board there with everyone else. So that's pretty sick. For our media partner stuff, these are some of the pitches here. This is the hotel room. We'll come back. I think there's more stuff in the hackathon here in a second. This is the hotel room. This is kind of just like a really nice hotel, honestly. You got bunk beds for the kids, which I was in here by myself, so I didn't. I told myself I was going to sleep on the bunk beds one night. I didn't though. And then we had there's like two things here. There's like a water closet here. I think I have like a little bit of a video here. This is my view outside. Obviously it was cold, but this would normally be like a lake thing. This is that water park thing across the street. Another picture there, opposite side here. I do have some notes, but I think this is kind of like a quick little hotel, like room type of tour. So there's like the water closet. I think that's what that's for. I don't know if that's actually what that's for. The water closet? I don't know if that's real. I think I may have made that up, but that's the shitter. And then over here is the actual, like your other like bathroom thing and a huge shower. So kind of cool. And so I would highly recommend if you go here, you should stay at this hotel. This is a very nice hotel. Can't speak for the other ones, but pretty dope. I think there's another video that's just like my shit there. If you want to stay in the same room, request 8255. This is outside in the hackathon, outside the hackathon room. I think there was another video. I wanted to go back real quick to this right here. Because if we zoom in right here, there's a video in here, but I'll just talk about it now. This restocks every day. If you drink some of this shit, like there's still water, spicy water, juice and everything, Coke, in 2 chocolate bars, I ate every single chocolate bar. I had like 7 chocolate bars in 7 days. If you take this stuff from here, it comes back. I don't know if that was I don't think it was a VIP perk. I don't know. But in this hotel, whatever situation I was in, there's that. Plus there's 4 water bottles that restock. I drank a lot of water. I ate a lot of chocolate. It was an experience. Let's go back to that. More meetings outside the room. This is kind of like, at capacity here with everyone, like working. Pretty sick. A bunch of other like pictures. Now we're over to the free food time of the event, and this is where more German type food. I think this is Spätzle. If I'm pronouncing that right, probably not. Potatoes fire again. Potatoes all fire. Vegetables pretty good. Don't know what this was, veal or something. I'm not sure. This on the skewer over here is chicken. And this is where I realized, it was at this moment, I realized it was going to be very difficult to find normal chicken during this trip. So that was okay. But yeah, we weren't eating much chicken last week. That wasn't going to happen. Yeah. GS says you can't say that we stole everything. That's really going too far. Yeah, I mean, honestly, you look around the park. Okay, when we get to the park, you look around the park. There's a lot of shit there that it's a fucking mouse. You know what I mean? It's a mouse. It's a boy mouse and a girl mouse. Got the polka dots on the girl mouse. There's a raging rapids. Like they just plucked it right out of Kennywood Park. Just kidding, but it's just kind of funny. That is the water closet. Nice, nice. Sounds like a 1408 movie. Nice. How much? How much did I take it to come? Honestly, it was pretty amazing. Rob said all those chocolate bars that ended up on your bill, those usually triple the price for convenience. Never ever consume all the stuff unless you can afford 3x price. Well, luckily for me, I didn't pay for that hotel room. So sorry, CloudFest, if you had to pay for that. But yeah, so ugh. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I get a bill for that. Your room experience was VIP. Us mere peasants don't get that. Oh shit, sorry. My bad. All right, well, more reason to get the VIP. That's fantastic. There was other stuff too that definitely was VIP. Um a travel thing that's around here somewhere. There was a like a pillow that I had to leave behind because I literally could not fit it in my luggage. It was wild. Um okay, cool. Sweet, sweet, sweet. All right. Almost to the special guest time. Hang in there, buddy. Okay. So then this was the food. Cool, cool, cool. And then this is like an above shot from there's like a balcony there. So that's kind of a cool shot from above that room there. And how they're taking pictures of us. That's kind of funny. And then this is the pool house. Fun fact. I did not have swim trunks, and we did go into the pool one day. I had to borrow swim trunks from Mark Weisbrod. And my thighs are larger than his. It was toit. Okay. So it was tough. And apparently I also learned this, that you go in the sauna naked out there. And I didn't do that. I didn't go in the sauna. We're on the fence, but we didn't end up doing that. But that's interesting to know. So it's a different cultural experience there. So yeah. And then more pictures of the hackathon and everything like that. This is a nice car that we saw outside when we were going to a steak place here with Remkus, Mark, and Jacob. Pretty nice Porsche. I don't know. I don't want to mispronounce it and get everybody mad at me. Captain's Finest. So this is a restaurant at a different area hotel. Like it's like there's multiple hotels. The Chronosar is in one place, and then there's some other stuff like down the road towards the park. And this is like the New England restaurant. So I was like, finally, America. And we had some steaks. So this is just pictures of the menu. This is my little steak here, and this is an American portion of fries. This is Remkis's steak with a little American flag in it. That was absolutely hilarious. And this is American portion of fries that I had here, that I dumped them out from that thing. This is fire, absolute fire meal here. So appreciative. Fun fact: I did get multiple beers spilled on me in this seat though. The waitress came, was like trying to hand them off, and she handed off some water, and then it fell, which again, that shit happens because I was in that field for a long time with my restaurant that my family had. But that was a funny time. It didn't really get on me. Luckily, there's like a lot of tablecloth stuff here, but that was kind of I felt bad for her, but that was another experience just of note. This is a little. I will say they give the world's smallest amount of ice cream in Germany at both places. Just always like the little smallest little dollop. I feel like in America the ice cream is the thing that you get more of, and you get less of the actual whatever the main thing is. This was great. It was just kind of something that I noticed. Probably because I don't know, we're fatter over here or something. Down here, more pictures of the CloudFest, everything like that. I think this is the video that I was talking about where this thing restocks. Yeah. Kind of funny. Oh, this is funny because warning of icy surfaces. So like I was seeing that like a lot of days, and I've never seen it put like that before. Also I got that while we were on the Autobahn. So not a fun thing when you're, going 200 miles an hour or whatever, 200 kilometers per hour. More food here. I think that's pork, rice, and bread from the Chronosar thing, I believe. Yeah. So that was an American night. That was an American night. Literally, Mark Weisbrod. This is American. Yeah, it's funny. It's hilarious. Normal portions. Normal portions in general. Not sure what we were talking about specifically there. America gives you fat boy portions on some things, especially the cheap food. Like I feel like the French fries and things in certain places. But yeah, I would say the American stuff was pretty solid overall. we're back at the Kronosar here. This is another Magnum. I didn't realize that was there. And then this is a restaurant. So again, I want to do something. I want to like kind of gather up all the people that I've met in person now, and like I want to get more pictures with people. This is a random Italian restaurant that we found kind of in the middle of Roost here with Maddie Eastwood and Calvin Alkin and Calvin's brother. You guys know Calvin Alkin from Command UI, and it's kind of funny because like Maddie Eastwood just like randomly like popped up, kind of like I don't know if he's is he around? He might be around here somewhere. I'm not like 100% sure, but I think like oh shit, is that Maddie Eastwood? Oh shit,
Hello.
special guest Maddie Eastwood has entered.
Hello.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, I have no idea who this guy is. But, he told me he knows where my car is, so I better get on this stream. So here I am.
What's up, man?
Hey, nice to see you,
Welcome.
buddy. How's it
Welcome to
going?
the stream. Yeah, man, it's been great.
All right.
I appreciate you hanging in here with me for all this. I did not expect this to take this long. So many
it was
fucking pictures.
excruciating. So you said that we Germans, we go to the sauna naked, and then you said you were on the fence, which coincidentally is another thing we do naked. So
you go on the fence.
Yeah. In case you didn't know.
That's funny. That's funny.
Nice,
yeah, man.
dude. I had no idea you were filming that much. Like I saw you pull out that filming stick at one point. You stuck it in my face, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on? What is this even?" And then, like halfway through you recording me, I realized I was being recorded. And
you made it into the intro of that other video that I posted with Christian.
Oh yeah, really?
So,
I did.
Yeah.
I saw that you were just on somebody's podcast like an hour ago.
I just tossed it up earlier. Yeah, so
it's on my watch list.
Nice, sweet. But yeah, man, I appreciate you hopping on. So for you guys out there, that maybe if you weren't at CloudFest, so what happened here was Maddie heard that I was coming to Germany, and obviously we've been internet friends for some time now, and we've been doing a bunch of stuff together. And he lives, what are you, like 2.5 away, like 2.5 hours or so,
2.5 hours,
something like that. Yeah. So I was like, let's do it, and so. You came, so this, again, like going back to the thing here, we can kind of like walk through some of the timeline while you're here and everything, because I feel like that would be pretty cool. Well, you got here right before this, right? Like, where did we first link up?
Like this is taken about 30 minutes after we met.
Got it.
Something like that.
Yeah. Cause, cause I was chilling in the lobby of the Kronosar waiting for you.
Yeah.
And you were coming over there. You were staying somewhere else. And then Calvin and his brother just like popped out, and I was like, shit. And then like they were looking to eat something. We were too. So then we just went, the four of us, to this Italian restaurant. Give me a review of this Italian restaurant as I skim through some of these pictures here, because you would know this way better than I would as far as like Italian in Germany. What's the?
This was pretty decent. Yeah. It was neither here nor there. Like it was certainly good food, but it wasn't like explosively amazing or anything like that. I did enjoy it. We ate pizza bread. Like wait, what did I eat? Well, you had a pizza.
You had cordon bleu.
I had a cordon bleu, which was okay. Yeah. And then the two guys had pizza as well. And then you guys were like, well, we're still hungry, so let's get some pizza bread. And I think you guys expected pizza bread to be something. Like,
not the exact same thing.
not
Calvin
just
was
another
like, yeah, we're hungry.
Pizza. And they were like, okay, so let's get 3 pizza breads. So the dude just delivered 3 more pizzas, right? Because that's what it is. It's just the dough, like, and there's like garlic and like tomato sauce on it.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of food.
Yeah, if I knew I was gonna get if I knew this was the second thing I was gonna get, I ordered just like a pizza. Which honestly, we got Andrea going crazy in the chat here because, again, he's definitely
Italian food. Yeah,
definitely pissed about this. But but this pizza was honestly not bad. Probably wasn't great, but I'm not like a complete pizza snob. I had some other pizza at the theme park that was not as good as this. So this looks pretty good. I feel like it was pretty decent. I would have just had another one. This was good too, but I would have just had another one if I knew it was gonna be like this. I thought it was gonna be kind of something different. Calvin like ordered 3 of them, and then Maddie was still eating, and then all 3 of us were done. So he ordered these things.
That's
and
it.
then
You guys just gobbled that shit down, and I was still like halfway through my cordon bleu.
Yeah, that's wild.
Brandon here is going that famous Italian dish cordon bleu.
Cordon bleu.
Brandon.
Can't you hear it?
Brandon
Can't you
is
hear
part
it
of the Brandon in U.S. society. He's part of the 1%. The 1% of Americans who have culture and understand what cordon bleu is. Stuff
Definitely
like
not me. Not me. Just give me the pizza. I don't care where it's from, where it's at.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had that, and then this is, I think, our walk back. Terrible picture. This is a beautiful picture though of the front of this Chronosar place.
It's everything was incredibly opulent, and I believe I was at Europa-Park as a kid when I was like 6 or something. So my parents did take us to like these giant amusement park things for a few times. There's another one that's called Phantasialand, which is around Cologne. And then I think once we were at Europa-Park, but I just remember that I was at Europa-Park. I don't remember any actual impressions of it. So this was like a first time going there for me. And it feels like Dubai or Las Vegas with the whole opulence and rebuilding all the giant worldwide landmarks in plastic. So
yeah. Interesting.
It's quite something.
Yeah.
But it's
Elaine,
also
what's up? Elaine, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. Sorry about the pizza dish, by the way. Generally not a great dish. Honestly, that one was good.
That's not bad.
Those ones were not bad. Can't really complain too much about those at all. So that was fire. What did we do here? We came back, and I think we were chilling in the was upstairs, right? The upstairs restaurant, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like a little, I don't know if I have any pictures of that, but it was just kind of like a vibe with some of the hackathon team and just other like people and stuff like that.
Yep.
So that was pretty dope. I think we're just chilling and talking up there. Got this nice pic right here, the boys this is back at the restaurant. Pretty sick. Very nice. Very nice. Ladies and gentlemen, he wears the hat in public too. He wears it in person. It's not just a shtick for the video.
It's not a thing. It's not. Yeah, exactly. It's not a shtick. It is detachable. So
it is detachable. The man looks dapper at all times. He's dressed up in a suit. I'm wearing fucking hoodie and sweatpants.
Yeah.
Came to impress. Looking good. Looking good. This is the receipt. What's that pizza cost? A couple bucks, $9 or something.
Yeah, $9.
Tell me about this too, Maddie. Like, is this stuff? I was trying to get a vibe. Honestly, I'll be candid. A lot of stuff I didn't really purchase too much of the stuff because I hang around with people that just pay for things when I go places. So I'm very spoiled. But two main questions I have about this situation here. When we were at that restaurant, they didn't really speak English. So no. that was tough. And thank God I had 3 people that spoke German because I would have been fucked. But but if you would you say that this stuff was like reasonably priced, like just normally priced or whatever? And then the other thing is, do you have any idea how, like, do you get, if you go as an American, if you run like an American credit card, do you get, what does this mean? Like is it just like a US thing? Because I ran an American credit card. Okay.
It's basically VAT. And yeah, like this is about 2 to 3 euros above average. So a margarita normally would cost you around 6 or 7 euros, and then a pizza bread somewhere around 4-ish, 3 euros, 3 to 4. So yeah.
Interesting. I'm trying to think of that.
It's because we were in Roost at Europa-Park, you just pay.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I'm trying to think if I would have spent more or less if I got the same amount of food somewhere comparable. I feel like I don't know, relatively good price though. I don't feel like that was bad or anything. So pretty good experience at that place. Can't really complain about that at all. This is breakfast. This is the breakfast area in the Chronosar. Did you have breakfast here at all?
No.
No?
Oh, I had breakfast. I was staying at a little pension just outside. Like in the middle of Roost. And I had some breakfast there. I met some really interesting people there too. From hosting company. I don't remember the name of the hosting company though. It was good conversations and some nice, little breakfast.
Cool. I think honestly, you probably could have even walked in here. I didn't think about that at the time. I mean, you probably wasn't ethical,
True.
but they just kind of like they just let everybody walk in this place. Big place, eggs, bacon, hash browns.
Amazing.
Kind of good. Yeah. Back to the hackathon here. This is the AI RAG peer-to-peer framework type team. More stuff here.
Like when we walked into that hackathon room on the first night, but we came back from the pizzeria at what like 8:30 or something. There's a bunch of people still there hacking away.
Duh, they don't stop. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, they only got a couple
stop.
days, and they go ham on it. So it was wild. So then the next like this is Monday. So we talk about this in that other video with Christian and I did, but like this is kind of the part where it gets a little weird because this is the best day for somebody like you to be there. I would 100% Maddie. I would 100% say Maddie because again, like there's like the agency day and WP day and everything like that. But it gets weird because it's an overlap between the hackathon and the main kind of event. So this is a different hotel in a different area, and then it's the I guess Roman Colosseum type one. So the Coliseum. So you walk in here, and there's like it's buzzing in here. You can get your badges and all that sort of stuff, and this is like the room. So at this point, this is what happened. Yeah, I remember now. There's seats up here, and I sat down with Christian and Adam Weeks.
Around
and then
there,
you did you see me or did you?
No,
just
I had
sit
no
there?
fucking idea.
That
I just
was
randomly
so
walked
funny.
in and took a seat.
He sat down. Maddie sat down right in front of me, and I was like, Did he? He didn't like acknowledge that like we were there. I thought he was like looking for us or whatever. He just sat there. And then what did I do? Like I tapped you on the shoulder. He's like, "Oh shit!" He's like, that was funny. Yeah. So this is where like
during Yoast talk.
Right. Exactly. I don't know if I have. Okay, I have some stuff here. Yeah. So that's Jonathan Wolden and Joost de Valk. This is like the first thing of like agency day, and then WP day was kind of like it was like half and half. I think honestly, Maddie, I'm happy that I have you here because I would have liked to enjoy this a little bit more, but we literally had to run after a couple of these talks here in the bit. This is Sandra from Grade. And this is Mark and Aurelio and James Webb and AP right here. Took the spot of Vito. Did a great job. But tell me, Maddie, from your perspective, how long were you over here? How did this go and everything?
No, somebody's calling me. Sorry about that. Shit. Hang on a second. Just keep talking. Wait, I'm gonna see what happened there. Just a second.
Gotcha. Yep. But I'm interested to kind of hear more about this because again, we kind of talked about it a little bit. We talked about it a little bit to an extent of what this day is like typically. Well, actually, I guess it's brand new. But the idea is that there's stuff that's going to be mainly for agencies and mainly for like WP folks, so to speak. And this was a lot of that. But unfortunately, like I said, I only got like a couple talks in before we had to run back over because of the hackathon stuff. So all good.
Yeah, I just ignored it.
Dope.
So there were a couple talks. I mean, I think I saw like 2 or 3 talks. Not everything stuck with me. With some of them, I kind of drifted in and out because I was also, I don't know. It didn't. None of them. There was some that were more interesting, some were less interesting. Like I think the one thing that stuck a little more with me was the one about AI.
There you are, right there.
Yeah, you bastard. I was just doing shit on my phone. You take that photo and post it in the.
It's detachable. It's detachable. Oh, that's what I did. I didn't even tap you on the shoulder. Did I just take this picture and then?
No, you did tap me on the shoulder. This was later.
Shit. Oh,
shit, you posted it in our bridge builders chat with me and Mark and Brandon.
I should have just taken a picture. That would have been so creepy. Like what the hell? Right behind me. That's
right.
I interrupted you though. How was it going? Big AP.
This one. What is he talking about?
Be careful. He's in the chat right now.
He's in the chat. That's
Don't say anything.
We had
too
some
bad
good
about
conversations with him later with Andrew.
Yeah, 100%.
And he came in because I think he had no plans of actually doing that talk, but somebody who was supposed to be there wasn't, and then he jumped in.
I think that was. I
Right?
think that
Was that
I
like a
think
panel discussion where he
the
jumped in?
panel.
Yeah.
Yeah, the panel one. I think he jumped in for Vito. There though, that was
Yes.
that was a lot of good stuff
Exactly.
there. Let me go to the chat here real quick because I think we're a couple things.
Derek is
This
here.
is
Hey, Derek.
Elaine said his hat is in dark mode this time. That's funny. Yeah, on the other one. Or this one, yeah. Brendan spent $22 on a single pizza, margarita pizza last night. Damn, dog. You got to move.
Did it have eggs on it?
You got to move to
Is that the
Germany.
reason?
It's called San Diego markup. Beer is cheaper than water. Yeah, I heard that as well. That's I guess why. I guess I'm an outcast over in Deutschland. Is that okay to say Deutschland?
Yeah, that was fairly well pronounced.
Nice. I'm working on my German. Just kidding.
Yeah.
I know like 3 swear words that Mark Weisbrod taught me while we were there. AP says a basic margarita pizza in the UK is around $12. So that was cheap. Nice. That's good to know. Elaine says regarding breakfast and letting everyone walk in, the park was officially closed and only event attendees expect to be around anyway. I gotcha. Makes sense. Nice. What the heck? I was unaware of this video. Do not send out emails anymore. Derek, man, I was moving so fast today, bro. I'm gonna have to just like probably just send up some sort of bat signal that you can see. Like if that's quicker. I was gonna try to send an email at the very end. I was like, my man, turn on notifications. Maybe YouTube will notify you. But I'm going to try to send emails. I was just out of the loop. Apologize.
I just have a thing in my calendar that just tells me Mark is live every Thursday.
That's what you got to do. What a true fan. True fan, true friend. Jesus. Unreal.
Indeed.
In the calendar. Rob said, I once was going to go to move to Czech Republic just because of the beer. It's a fair reason. Derek says, I'm very late. All good, bro. AP said I had 1 minute's notice to appear on that panel. Vito's running late. I mean, again, you did a fantastic job. Other than the picture, we would have thought you were in there, dude.
Yeah.
It's all good. Mark ate a lot of chocolate. Yeah, that's all you need to know, Derek. I ate a lot of chocolate.
He gave 1 bar to me.
He did. I did. Probably wasn't supposed to do that.
Yeah,
but,
that same evening, like that when we were in that bar thing late on the first evening that I was there.
Did you eat that? The lint one,
ate
right?
it,
Yeah. That's Hazel. I think hazelnut is good.
Yeah, just bit the bullet.
Elaine said, Aaron should be glad you didn't have to jump during the Lords of Uptime gig for Vito. Oh, man. That'd be crazy. That would be crazy. Just jump up there while they're performing. All right. What else we got here? Okay. So then we got pretzels. This is me back at the hackathon thing. Just a shit ton of pretzels. That's me and Christian eating pretzels. I thought that pretzel was okay. Maddie, how has your pretzel experience been in Germany? Is it a big deal? Is it like a...
You mean like on the average of my entire lifespan or on that day?
I would say, yeah. What's your pretzel experience from a German person? Like somebody that lives in Germany? Like, are you a pretzel snob? Do you eat pretzels? Do you...
Oh yeah, we
not
do.
Eat pretzels? Okay.
But it's not part of my daily routines eating pretzels. But we have the little like snack pretzels. You have that too, right? Like snack
the hard ones, yeah.
In the supermarket, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, I mean, since my kid was born, she likes pretzels because we kind of gave her pretzels and then she liked them. And then we went to Canada in 2023. We went to Montreal, and then she was 1.5 years old or something like that. 2.5, yes. And she was going pretzel. But then in Canada, finding German style pretzels is hard as fuck. So we found, like, we went through Montreal looking for pretzels, and we found like one place that had a pretzel, but it was nothing like a German pretzel. She did like it. But so ever since she's been around, I've been eating more pretzels because sometimes she doesn't finish them, and then I get some more pretzel.
Yeah. There you go.
And but pretzels are nice and good. Yeah.
I feel like in America we have a couple calibers. We have that Annie Ann's one from earlier. That's definitely not. It's a pretzel, but it's a soft. I'd say most Americans would probably call it a soft pretzel or a hot pretzel if it's like bigger like this and it's literally soft. But I was talking to like Mark while I was there, and he's like just complete pretzel snob. He's like, this is a piece of shit right here, and it's like, I'm like, bro, it's a pretzel, you know. It's. I'm sure there's better qualities in certain places. And then he don't even talk to don't even talk to Mark Weisbrod about the snack hard pretzels. He will, if you bring those around him, he will probably kill you. So
Right. Okay.
definitely don't do that. Make a mental note of that. So, but I thought this one was okay for a pretzel.
Mhm.
I'm easy on pretzels. You know, I like them.
Was it soft or was it crusty, crunchy?
I'd say it was soft.
Okay. I
Yeah.
like the soft ones more.
Yeah. So I don't know. And you can get good ones in America. So I mean, like at
Yeah.
least decent ones. They have Bavarian pretzels that are like get it like an appetizer at a restaurant. It's like hanging from a big,
Okay.
like stick
But
thing.
aren't they like 3 times the size? Just
Sometimes, yeah. Like
Okay.
it'll say like giant, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, and then this is the food at the hackathon. What is this there? Or is this lunch? I guess this is lunch at the last day of the hackathon, right before like the presentations. Didn't know what most of this stuff was. You know what any of this is?
No. I don't
No?
recognize any of that stuff.
Yeah.
That's
Kind of a hard picture. Probably should have
bread,
turned it, but
grainy bread.
maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, this is a rough day for Mark.
Yeah, that is grainy bread. Yeah.
Rough day for Mark. I think that's veal, rice, a lot of carbs. I had a lot of carbs last week.
Yeah.
out there. It's crazy.
It was carb filled for sure.
Yeah. These are the pretzels and then some
There we
other
go.
stuff. It's crazy. Just a lot of bread. Then we got a lot of these projects here. So that's the peer-to-peer one. So I think they're presenting their stuff. That's my picture of my pretzel, the little bokeh on the background. That was hilarious. So they're just presenting all their different ones here. Again, great event. Great minds in the room. A lot of great progress. Love the format's solid as well. There's my VIP pass. Sick. And accessible infographics. I think I have pictures of the winners and everything like that, but they did win like the overall award. Federated community events, was covering that one a little bit. We're gonna have some interviews there. Securing, I don't know why I have all these pictures in here. Then so yeah, like a bunch of hours, so that's pretty impressive. Everything they were able to get done. And the partners again.
For most of that day, you were over there, right? While I stayed at the
because
Coliseum.
Because like we had to cover it, and then there was also this is like the awards part of it. I guess
we kind of ran into each other again at like 5 p.m. or something like that, and then for another 2 hours or so, we kind of still went different ways.
Yeah. I think we have some shit there.
I gotta say, and it was like a shot in the arm for me, like being there and just meeting all these people. Like I actually did run into 1 or 2 people that I recognized. There was one guy who, like, we have in Saarbrücken, which is, well, it used to be my hometown until last year, and now it's like 20 minutes away from here. Yeah. There's a WP meetup, right? Like they started the Saarbrücken local WordPress meetup last year. Yeah. And for the first event that they had, this gentleman in a green shirt came, and I don't remember his name, man. I actually added him on Facebook the other day. But yeah, he was there too, and I immediately recognized him because he has a very recognizable hat and shirt. And that was cool seeing him. And then I just ran into random people, and it's just great. Like you walk around and you just bounce back and forth, and conversations just happen, because that's what everybody's there for, right? Like, I mean, of course we're there also for the events, right? Yeah. To like listen to the talks and whatnot, but just you just sit down at a random table next to a bunch of people who are already sitting there, and like that, you're in the conversation, and then they're like, hey, you wanna grab a drink, and then you just walk to another place and you sit down and you pick up a couple people along the way from there, and that was really good, really great.
100%. I think this was over at the Coliseum again, so I was just taking some random stuff back here. Rate, you're coming up here. So like there's a bunch of little restaurant type things down here. Where did we meet up specifically? Was it right well, I think we saw each other twice. I think because we met
Yeah,
the girl Angelica, right, in the area down there. I don't think I have any pictures of it. I have the video stuff, but it's not on here.
that was when you stuck
Of
that stick in my face, that recording stick. But that was it. That was it. This girl that she was a salesy person.
Yeah, she had some stuff she was trying to sell, yeah, and get to connect with everyone. And it was me, you, Adam, Christian. I think you were coming out of a talk, and I was filming. Yeah, that's what
That's
we're
it.
talking about.
Yes,
I was
and you were just
filming. I was filming around here, and then I walked out. I walked back in. I walked over to the area where there's like the talks and everything going on, and
yeah, that's it.
and that's where I was literally holding that thing, and she was passing me, and she was like, "What is that?" And then I was talking to her, and then that's when the talk let out, and then you guys came out,
Mhm.
and yeah, we all chatted there. So we did that for a bit, and then you and I headed over to
That stuff was
get some
good.
pizza bread, some
Yeah.
stuff, and this is like right here. If you're like looking at this, this is
Mhm.
like in this area back here. What is this stuff called? Is it just pizza or what is this? Stuff bread with stuff on it?
I don't remember what it was called.
Uh,
It's just like I remember that when I read it,
yeah,
in the menu, I was like, yeah, I knew exactly what it was, and I
yeah,
had the picture in front of my mind's eye, and I was like, let's get that. It's probably good.
yeah.
But now I don't remember what it was
It's
called.
not.
It was
I guess
tasty.
it's. I don't know if it's. I had like. What's the thing called flambuken or something?
Flammkuchen?
Flammkuchen. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not this though, right?
No,
That's some
it's
other
not that.
stuff. Yeah, interesting. This is good though. This is like bacon and stuff, and then we got
Mhm.
some veggie stuff here. So those are solid. Another picture. We sent this one to KG, I believe.
Yeah, indeed.
That was funny. And we chatted for what was that, like 2 hours there somewhere, something like
Easily
that.
2.5 hours. Like we had really nice long conversation.
Yeah. AP sat down with us for a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
That was also the tail end of my stay. Like that was
Exactly.
after that conversation, I took off. I went back home.
Yeah. Educated me on a
And
lot of different topics. That was fun.
indeed, yeah, we just went from like private life matters to politics to climate change to like we just
Wow.
discussed a whole bunch of different things. Nice free flowing conversation.
Yeah.
And so after I went back, I spoke to Anya. Like actually on the way back, some of you guys might know Anya. She's doing the Proforms video series with me right now. So I called her and I was like, "Hey, I wanna review CloudFest with you," and we talked about that, and then I was like, "I'm ready to go to WordCamp Europe."
Oh yeah.
And she's probably going to give me her ticket because she can't go. she
Oh,
got the
damn.
ticket and she found out. And you know why she can't go?
Why?
Because of a wedding on that day, on that
Oh,
weekend.
wow.
So this might sound familiar to you.
That is. Yep. I can't go either for that reason. It's
Yeah,
unfortunate.
exactly. But it's in Basel, which is, I looked it up. It's 3 hours from my hometown. So it would be stupid not to go, right? So
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that. I'm gonna get a ticket, make all the plans.
Hell yeah. Love that. So after that, I think we just, well, I remember I walked you over to the, you drove over. So I walked you over, and then you took off. And I think I just went, I'll cover the rest or whatever. But, here's my question to you. So you were only there for, one night effectively, right?
Yeah.
But you were there for probably like the best part of it that you could have been there for, because you got the most relevant talks, you got the most experience with like certain people and
WordPress
everything.
day, so yeah.
So like give me your review of your time there. Like, would you do it again? Like pros, cons, like if there's anything that you think that, I don't know, CloudFest could do differently or better too, or anything like that, or just what's your overall vibe from your experience?
Yeah, like I said earlier, it's kind of like a shot in the arm. Like I'm all amped up now. I wanna go to more of these kinds of things. And obviously, it's not the first time in my life that I'm at a conference, but it felt really. I enjoyed it a lot, especially like it's all about meeting people, right? I remember Kevin said that when he came back from the last, was it Torino?
I
Or
think so,
before
yeah.
he went to Torino, he was like, he doesn't go anymore for the talks. they're kind of just part of the program, but he goes for, the grabbing drinks with people and just meeting and networking and having conversations. And that was really that's what's going to stick with me. I mean, that AI talk was interesting that I kind of briefly mentioned earlier, because there was an actual AI voice doing the interviews, so it was a nice gimmick, but it was also kind of somewhere between cringy and interesting.
Yeah.
And I don't know, yeah, but then the talks, they all had interesting parts, so don't get me wrong. And
Yeah.
obviously Andrew's talk was outstanding. Right, whatever Andrew did on stage was great. The rest, yeah, I'm talking about the rest here. And yeah, it was mostly about really meeting people.
Mhm.
I met George from Atarim, who I actually had a
Yeah.
call with today. Again,
Nice.
he kind of pitched me the tool,
Nice.
and I might actually get it. It's really cool.
Nice. Matt or
Straight to meeting at the LNU mark.
Andrew's without RM too.
Indeed, yes, I know.
Yeah.
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 So
So
that
it's a
really is
great
a cool
product.
tool. I'm like, one thing I'm concerned about with Atarim, just to go on this tangent here for a moment, is
Yeah.
are like with my clients, it's like the restaurant owner and the daycare nanny and the dentist. Like, are they going to use it? Like, like if you start a project and then you tell them, hey, so there's this link here that you can use to review the progress, and then you can leave comments and stuff, and then they're probably going to use the link, and then like 1.5 months later, when it's like review time again, they're gonna forget that this link existed, and then they're just gonna send you WhatsApp messages anyway. So I don't know. But Andrew says, if you do get it, Matt, I will do your onboarding. See, that's another strong reason here to go for it.
More time with AP.
Indeed.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, so that would be that's my main takeaway, really. That the conversations were great. I still have a couple of notes jotted down, a couple of names that I still want to follow up on. And I feel like I'm like, you were crazy prepared. Like, with all you've been investing, what, like over a year now into your YouTube channel. I mean, your YouTube channel has been around even longer than that, but the first time you really kind of landed on my radar was when you did the why I switched from Elementor to Bricks video. And I was like, oh, another interesting person in the fold, right? And I from there, I've been watching your channel grow from 1,000 to like 5,000 or 6,000 subscribers. So you've been really investing a shitload of effort and time into building your channel, and the same goes for your social media presence, right? And you're doing guest spots everywhere, and so I'm nowhere near that. And and when people were like asking me, so can I meet you? Can I find you on LinkedIn? I was like, I mean, I do have an account there,
Yeah.
but that's pretty much it, right? So
Yeah.
one of my very personal takeaways. This obviously has nothing to do with CloudFest per se, but was that I need to get my act together, in if I want to, like, I need to be better prepared by the time I go to WCEU, right? I just have a couple more things in order. Like, even my website is just this ancient thing that I kind of dust off once in a while a little bit, and that's that. And there's definitely a lot to do if I want to be more, I don't know, more engaged with the WordPress community. Then I also need to have more of these resources. But just the idea of being engaged with the WordPress ecosystem and the people that live in it is very valuable, and it opens a whole new dimension to me, right? Because I'm sure you can relate to this. It's not just about being an agency or solopreneur anymore. Like, now you're becoming part of the actual system that you use to make your money and do your job, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think there's well, I think you're bringing up an important point, and I know you're relating it to your personal situation, but I mean, everybody's situation is kind of similar. I feel like in that realm. If I could just offer a couple thoughts, not really direct advice, but just to anybody that's thinking about this, because everybody's probably dealt with that. The first part about me, I have been like making YouTube videos and I've been trying to like build up the social presence as much as possible, but I really didn't know what I was doing either. I would say a lot of my mentorship or whatever, or like the information that I got was literally the week before via Christian Taylor and Mark Weisbrod and the grade team and everything like that. Like I just leaned on people that had been there before. I didn't really have like a hell of a plan either with that,
Yeah.
with that type of thing. It definitely does help that, the one thing that I'm learning, you have to be providing value, you have to be making content or whatever if you want to do that type of thing. But you don't have to do that. What the thing that I think is the most valuable is being good at building rapport with people and
Yeah.
preferably building rapport extremely quickly. And I don't mean doing that in like a malicious way or like a manipulative or conniving way. I just mean like genuinely being interested in what people have going on or their products or XYZ, whatever, and just talking to them like a normal human and asking questions and listening. And it's really just that much. Like it's
Yeah.
literally that's all you have to do. And
Genuine
if you
interest in other human beings for sure. But this is
exactly,
that's just general. This has been is that a word in English? The through line through my entire life. Like if like
Mhm.
just being genuinely interested in people, reaching out, making connections, and then just listening more than talking
Yeah,
is getting you very far in life. Period. Right.
yeah,
And I mean, you need to be genuine about it because there's the smile and dial approach,
hmm,
which people aren't stupid. People see
right,
through that.
yeah.
And
And
yeah,
and that's what you have. I mean, that's again it sounds easier, sounds more simple than it is, but that's like the main thing for me. And then all those other supplemental things. I mean, the only other like little small tips are when you go to an event like this, yeah, LinkedIn is kind of the first one to come up. So, if you have
yeah,
that or whatever, it's just like the quickest way to like get something there. But I don't think people are like going to your LinkedIn and like judging you before they click connect or anything. So I wouldn't worry like too
no,
heavily
of course
about
not.
any type of that stuff.
Yeah,
Here's the last really important tip though that I would say is for you and maybe for other people. Let's say for you, CloudFest was a success. Like it was like a blind success. Like you just went there, relatively good time, got to meet people, got to see stuff, got to connect, all that sort of stuff. We'll call it a success. If you want to make the next one a success, because this is my second conference, right? Like we'll say recent conference in our space. This is my second one. That was like effectively your first. I know you've been to other ones, but that was effectively your first recent one, right?
yes,
The next one, if you go to Europe or if anybody goes to any other one, right? Apply this to your own situation. I think the next step in your evolution is obviously the little things like, have a good way to people connect with you and all that sort of stuff. But I would honestly say to sit down for like a half an hour before you leave and think about what your goal is at that conference.
oh yes,
Like I had a
yeah,
goal this time to some degree. Like I knew why I was there. I was going as a media partner. I had to do some stuff. You don't need to be like plan every moment out, but have a goal. And in your case, you're obviously, in the content game, but I don't know how much you actually like want to continue to move that forward. If that's one of your goals, then maybe you're talking to people about like promoting their products. Maybe not.
that's right.
Maybe another one is you want to make your agency better. So you're looking for products that can make that better. And then maybe you can even like talk to them about some sort of, deal, not just buying their stuff, but like some sort of partnership or something like that, seeing what they have to offer. If you're just, if you want to speak one day, then you need to start making those connections. I'm not trying to talk at you here. I'm just trying to talk in the general people that are considering going,
Yeah,
because
I
that's
feel
the
pretty
only other thing.
patronized right now.
That's the only other thing that I would say is that that for me has been a little bit of an unlock is like I was never a traveler. I was never
Mm,
I want to just go somewhere to go somewhere. I need to have like a little bit more of a reason. And now that I've realized that I go to these events for a reason, I still have fun, I still connect with people, but there's like a little bit more of something that I'm trying to build from it. I feel like
yeah.
that's kind of the next unlock in a lot of ways, depending on where you're going, who you're seeing, stuff like that.
So
So
my question to you is like after you now did this trip to Europe and to CloudFest, do you like because you said you've never been more much of a traveler, and I think you mentioned it to me before, or you mentioned it in one of your streams before as well, like before
yeah.
CloudFest. So has that changed now? Like, do you feel like you want to travel more, or are you still?
It's a mixture actually. I feel like I have to travel I feel like that's part of it. I actually don't feel like I have to. I feel like you could have, like, if your goal is to have a successful business, you do not have to leave your office. You don't
No,
have to. But
now less than ever in the times
yeah,
we live in.
but at the same time, like, it is like I feel like I have to some degree, and I also like I'm not saying I like want to, um, but I'm trying to be more tactical with it. The one
Mhm.
thing I will say, I thought the flights were going to be way worse because I wasn't accustomed to that. And like
Mhm.
even last time, it wasn't like fantastic just going to Portland. But honestly, like coming back in economy, I didn't get there yet in the slideshow, but coming back in economy wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. It was
No.
annoying and I got a little sick from the girl next to me or whatever, but like it wasn't atrocious like I remembered it being when I was 12 or whatever the hell the last one
No, it
was, you know?
certainly
Like,
isn't.
so um, so for that fact, I'm somewhat optimistic about going to WordCamp US later this year, press conf in less than a month, and probably CloudFest US in November, because I think that it's just going to continue to be, good experiences, and I'm
Yeah.
not like worried about the travel or whatever. I will say, if I go back across the damn ocean, I'm at least getting premium economy though, because I can't,
Yeah.
I do not want to do that ever again. But
You
other than
fucking
that,
bastard, man. Like with your pictures from like first class travel there, being VIP. It's like I spoke to Brandon like during the first part of
yeah.
your stream today. I messaged with him and I was like, next time he's on Bridge Builders, we got to bruise his ego up a little bit, just get him back down to our level. But what AP says here, Mark, you were omnipresent. I literally have not seen anyone work so hard on getting content. Like you're hustling, man. And
I
like
appreciate
you
it.
just mentioning all the events you have lined up for the rest
Mhm.
of the year, which this
Yeah.
seeing the trajectory you're on, there's probably going to be one or two more that
Yeah.
you're going to sign up for and go to this year. That's awesome.
Yeah. We'll
Like
see.
you're on a good track there. The thing
Yeah.
is, like, ultimately, I feel whatever you do, you also need to have the drive to do it. It's like there's such bad advice that you hear from in marketing or something. Taken down a big Matt. This advice that like you have to be on social media. No, you don't fucking have to be on social media if that's not where you
Yeah.
want to be, because then it's just gonna go. It's not gonna work for you, right?
Yeah.
And if like I'm on YouTube because I kind of gravitate there, so I'm on YouTube, and the same with like Facebook. And so if I go on LinkedIn, like I don't know, I need to, this is for me kind of the idea. Like if it's, of course, you should kind of have a LinkedIn account, but am I going to use it all that much?
Yeah.
I don't know yet.
Yeah.
Andrea's asking, is anyone coming
Yeah.
to Switzerland? So yeah, for sure I am.
Maddie will be there.
Yeah.
I unfortunately cannot attend. My sister is getting married, and I'm actually the one marrying them. I'm the officiant. So
Nice.
But so I'll be a little. I'll be there in spirit.
Mhm.
So that'll be good. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm excited for you, brother. Excited for you to go.
Thank you
Go
very
to
much.
EU. That should be a great time. Yeah. Anything else? What do you think?
Yeah, I've got another 10 minutes. I'll just stick around and then probably just bounce.
Okay.
You can leave me here. You can pop me back in the lobby.
Well, we can definitely talk more about some stuff
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
Let's see.
But I think you also want to get on with your presentation, so you go ahead, and I'll just interrupt you when I think of something.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
Let me flip to this thing here. There we go. Lovely. Here we go. What do we got? This is so going back to the timeline thing. Maddie has technically left. he's jetted.
So that's still the same night. Yeah,
he's jetted. Yeah, and this is the same night. This is like a park thing. This is like in the park. It's like the first kind of like kickoff day. Vito and the band are gonna be playing in here. There's like all these trucks that are all free food, and the lines are mile long. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on here. This is the bullshit I was talking about. You guys stole this Maddie, you guys stole this damn shit from us. This is definitely Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse.
This looks sickly American.
What came first, Mickey and Minnie, or whatever the hell these motherfuckers are?
I don't think I want to know.
I don't endorse this. I'm
Just
that's crazy. So yeah, I don't know what's going on there. This is me saying the same thing I just said there in a video and sending it to people on Snapchat or whatever. So this was kind of like really interesting. This is where you go in the park, and this is a ballroom that they converted to, I think, a speaking thing later, but there's a stage here. And then we were like, is this where band's gonna be? Whatever. And then it's not. You like go through, gets kind of confusing. You like go through a different corridor. And then this is a huge room. This is actually the VIP lounge, I think, now that I'm thinking about it, now that I'm remembering. But it was before all of it was set up. And this is a huge concert venue basically here. Big room, bunch of people in here, stage. I think I have some. We were literally late. We couldn't even get in behind here or anything. So I was just like over here on the side of the stage, and there was this place where you could kind of see to the side of it. And I was just taking some like videos and photos and stuff like there.
And then you just jumped on stage and ran right across it.
Yeah, streaked. I was a streaker.
Yeah.
I'm headed for the sauna. Anybody see the sauna?
Just flashing people.
This is free burger and fries, and people are gonna cringe when they hear this. So like, obviously you hear burger and fries when you're in Germany as an American, you're like, oh shit, let me get that. But fun fact, I have probably only consumed 10 burgers in my entire life. I just never was like a burger guy growing up. I think the burgers that were made in my house were just like really like flavorless. And then I just didn't know how a burger could be or taste, but occasionally I'll do it. And that's just like the habit I've formed. I'm just like a chicken and steak guy. So then I ate this burger though, and it was pretty good actually. It's like surprisingly good for like a theme park burger. And I could go for some more of those fries right now. Because they're probably just actual potatoes and whatever the hell we put in them over here. So
plastic.
Yeah, definitely microplastics and heavy metals.
One more thing that kind of strikes me, just seeing all this community, like with the photos you just shared from like the streets and from the evening with people hanging out. It goes without saying, it's kind of self-evident what I'm about to say, but it's still an interesting observation to make. I think, like, both world events and politics, as well as the rifts and struggles that are happening within the WordPress community, those were subjects that were kind of just hanging in the air during my stay at CloudFest, like in the talks, like in the conversations like with the audience. There were some questions where they were just flat out asking, so with what's happening in world politics, are you concerned about like your international businesses, right? And what are you going to do? What are you going to do as Americans? What are you going to do as Italians or Canadians? Like, how do you feel this is going to go? And then later, like some of the conversations I had, like some really long conversations too, with people who were on different sides of the fight within the WordPress community. I felt that if you go out and touch grass, so to speak, like a lot of this shit is happening on the internet, and of course, it's still real struggles between real people. But then, if you just leave the house, which we don't do as much anymore, especially since the pandemic, and if you go out and just actually just rub shoulders with people and just sit down and talk with them, I think we're going to be able to find a way back if we do that, if we keep doing that, towards, okay, everybody's just a normal person, right? Like even you and I, when we had our conversations, we talked about politics. We didn't necessarily agree on everything, right? But it was just a friendly conversation, and there's no fight there, right? So that's entirely possible. And I think you kind of lose sight of that if you're just on the internet doom scrolling through Facebook, or just slamming, I don't know, Matt Mullenweg, right?
Yeah.
You kind of lose sight of the fact that in real life, it's just people are chill, people are cool. and all this extreme shit. Like we had this, I remember, and I'm sure you remember as well. Like we had this idea where like there's a spectrum on which people mostly operate in terms of morals, in terms of how you live your life, in terms of how you're set up to think and act. And then there's like the extremes that are kind of outside of that, and most people are just in that area, right? Like they're in between. And you can be further on the left, like politically, for instance, you can be further on the left, you can be further on the right, but by and large you have kind of the same, like you agree on the same things. And then there's like the nut cases outside of that that you find more of on Facebook, but you don't really encounter that much in real life. And I don't know, that was a takeaway that, again, that is not necessarily something that has to do with CloudFest as a conference, but it's something that makes you think, because like obviously nobody's isolated from what's going on in the world, what's going on in politics, and also what's going on in the WordPress community. Again, those were the two subjects that I kind of felt were there. They were just there as ideas, as thoughts that people had on their mind. And this just teaches us, I think it can teach us something on that. There's a lesson here somewhere.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Right? Just as an idea. It's another takeaway for me.
Yeah, I think you can't get wrapped up in it. And it's tough because we're always staring at our computer screens and we're always in it.
Phones.
So it's I would say yes to everything you said. I think the counter to that would be that, well, I still have to work, or I can't like go to CloudFest to get away from something like this. I mean, you could go outside. Certainly I would recommend that. But I think the other thing that I've done, especially before I considered going places or whatever to get rid of it, or just even like, in the winter when I can't go outside or some shit or something like that, like what I've decided is like, I'm going to forcefully and like manually and like just not let that stuff in some ways. Like I will literally download extensions where I don't see like my Facebook feed, like it hides the Facebook feed, or like hides the YouTube homepage where there's a bunch of shit that I could see on there. And I curate my algorithmic experiences as much as possible. It's not perfect,
smart.
but you have to do that today if you want to get anything done. Like, you will get sucked in so fast. So both of those things together, obviously you need because the secondary part of it, or the part that you're talking about too, I think is not just that part, but it's also, you can block it out, but you're saying you have to remember that everyone is pretty normal. Like most amount of people are normal. The majority of people are normal. So it's like those two things together, they could be really powerful. Those two methodologies, I feel like 100%. Yeah.
Dave is here. Hey, Dave.
Dave, what up? Let's see what else we got here. Do you have to bounce, or I can't remember when we said that.
Minutes.
Okay, cool. This is, I don't even know. I think this is the front of the place, but it's at night, so it's very different vibey. Oh, this is funny. While you're here, 0 is the lobby. That screwed me up heavily. I was like, what floor am I on?
That screwed me up when I went to Canada.
Yeah, apparently it's 0 over there instead of like lobby or G or anything. I was like, or 1. I was like, what? So yeah, I didn't realize there was a 0 and -1 floor. I mean, honestly, it kind of does make sense, but it's just not how we do it over here. Not how we do it. That was kind of funny. Yeah. Speaking of stolen items,
right?
What the fuck? But that's a nice picture though. But yeah, that's Epcot. It's a park with multiple nationalities in it, and a big globe. I mean, obviously, the concept makes sense, but I've seen that somewhere else, and I just can't put my finger on it.
Well, you play golf. That's where you saw it.
That's it. It is a big golf ball. I guess that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, this is the Paris area. I had a long conversation with Mark Weisbrod on one of these benches over here when it was pretty cold out on like the first day or something. This is a Space Needle type thing. Some sort of roller coaster that I don't think was running, but pretty cool looking situation over there. A lot of park pictures. I mean, I literally took the camera. This stuff isn't from that camera, but I took that camera and I had it on my side and I walked around the entire park basically, and I got lost for 15 minutes. So I have a ton of Europa-Park B-roll if anybody wants it. And I also have, I also, random other thing, I purchased something. So this time at PressConf, I can just put it on my backpack. Like I can strap it to my strap. So that's pretty exciting. But yeah, just a bunch of other rides here. Also, this is like a turnpike style thing that we used to have at Kennywood. It's weird. It's there now. Pizza. If Andrea's still here, this pizza
There we go.
This pizza right here is notably worse than the other pizza. This is also nice protein amount here, but this is from the VIP restaurant in the park. So it was edible. I had 2 or 3 of these this week, but it's pizza, you know, it's whatever. This is hilarious. This is inside the bathroom stall. This is an ad from Extendify. Don't settle for a shitty WordPress experience. Inside the bathroom stall. That's where that's placed. That's pretty funny. That's very appropriate advertising. This is the stage. This is the ring stage. Did you get a chance to go over all the expo hall too?
No.
Were you over there? You weren't there? Okay. This is I guess it wasn't. I don't think it was open the first day. Am I remembering that right? Yeah, I don't think so. But this is like a ring stage in like the WordPress area and stuff. It's James LePage on the stage there. There is our boy Roger Williams from Kinsta on the stage as well. They had a real boxing match on here on the last day. I don't know how real it was. They kind of seemed like they were laying up a little bit, but they were boxing. Random other talk. I don't know these people.
Did you know the people who were boxing? Was Matt Mullenweg among them?
No, but that would have been hilarious if it was like 2 like executives. I think it was like 2 literal boxers.
Okay.
That was wild.
All right. Okay, this is
your cue?
My exit.
All right, man. Well, hey.
It's been pleasurable.
Mark, I appreciate you being
I look forward to
here.
the next opportunity.
Yes, sir, man. We'll do it again. I
I'm
appreciate
sure
you so much.
There's going to be another bridge builder soon because
oh yeah,
there's a page builder coming out, I think. Although it might not be a page builder, it might be something more like a unified development environment.
It's something. Yeah, it's a new breed.
There might be something happening soon with that.
Yeah.
I think we should put it up against Wix or something like that in bridge builders.
That would break the internet. We should do that.
Okay, so thank you very much. And I will see you soon. Guys, have a great one. Everybody in the audience.
Yep. Sweet.
And now I need to find the exit button. What do I do? I just closed the browser.
Yeah, I can get you out of here. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much.
See you, man.
All right. See you, dude. See you. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed Maddie there. That was great. Again, really appreciate it. Really love the thoughts. It was dope to get to see people in person. I don't know what else to say about that. Like that was just, it's kind of surreal for me because I guess I expected it, but I didn't really expect like when I started making YouTube videos and things like that. I know it's cheesy, but like I didn't expect to like be able to talk to people all over the world that I didn't know and then actually see them in person. It's pretty dope. So hopefully we continue to get to meet everyone in the community and beyond. That would be fantastic. I'm going to rip through the rest of this because we're at like 2 hours and I'm starving. So let's get through this and just kind of see what else the rest, and we'll wrap everything up here. All right, cool. So we are in the conference hall here. Some other pictures of just like different angles of like the things. This is the big expo hall right here. So if you go there, then you expect to see like all the different like brands that are there, and they're not small brands. We're talking like AMD, Intel. Like there's brands of all sizes. It's not just like small whatever. This is not a WordPress specific conference. This is cloud-based, architectures and infrastructures and all sorts of stuff. A lot of things going down here on the floor. I will say Intel gave me free candy. It was one of my best. And just like self-service free candy. It was pretty good. So just a bunch of those. I'm taking those pictures from the automatic balcony. So that's a familiar company, right? They have this little board up here or whatever. There's their own like little bar in this area up here, and some other cool things. Definitely a cool spot. If you were going to sponsor, I would probably recommend trying to get that balcony, but I think they have it for the time being. This is the presentation of the projects from the hackathon, like in the expo hall on the ring stage. So that was pretty cool to see. And then this was kind of funny. This is kind of funny because I talked to WP Rocket as I like when I was there and everything. And I don't know if you guys have the scoop on here with like just I like if you use WP Rocket, if the prices went up or anything like that. But that was interesting to kind of see like as I was there. Just took a thing of that. This is my little hackathon like bracelet thing that we had. I don't know. Also, this is a pain in the ass. The reason I left this in here because this is a pain in the ass to get off because it's like a zip tie. You push this little thing down, and then I had to literally take my water bottle and smack that plastic piece to break that off because I couldn't get it off. I didn't have scissors. It was wild. Let me go to the chat here real quick. When you go to an event, you realize that the people are kind, generous, and the time are and they're grinding. There's a world of cooperation out there in our community. Yeah, 100%. It is great to see in person. 100%. Matt throwing punches. Yeah, got to get him in the ring. The unified builder. Yep, that's just gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild. Another thing. I don't know why I took two of those. This is some Swiss chocolate, I believe. Yeah, that Patricia gave me. I believe Patricia Bell. Yes, I think she was right back here. Yep, Patricia BT. Give me some Swiss chocolate. I gave that to my wife. She liked it. Some random VIP literature just to kind of see, like, kind of, again, we talked about all the amenities and everything like that. And also go watch that other video, by the way. Go watch the other video on the channel with me and Christian where we kind of talk about, this has, again, been kind of a recap. That's a specific recap between the two of us of like our experiences in relation to if you wanted to come here. There's a lot of good info there that I probably missed here. This is the VIP lounge. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Some more random food that I got fat on. Sponsor area in there. Another shot of this beautiful area in the France neck of the park here. Silver Star, did not ride that one. I rode the Blue Fire. I don't know why I took a picture of this, but again, they stole the globe. This, I'm going to talk about this for a second because this was kind of like slightly annoying. This is a beautiful little radio studio, like a podcast and radio studio type thing in the park, and we were supposed to be able to film what we filmed in there. I think it worked out, but we were supposed to be able to film in there, and we just like went there and nobody ever came to open it, and apparently we didn't actually have access to it. So that was a little sad, but it's a cool place nonetheless. Phantom of the Opera, something like that. This is the Spanish area that I got lost in for 15 minutes. This is an interesting charging station. I hadn't seen something where you could just like charge your phone and lock it in there for a period of time. I don't necessarily think you should use public chargers like that. They might have like malicious shit on them, but cool concept. Another pizza, just pizza. This is the inside of that studio. I just took through the window. Very nice. Very cool in there. Another area of the sort of that area. This is the main entrance of the park. Pretty dope. Always nice signage and shit. Lindt. I love Lindt. Lindt chocolate is so good, but that store wasn't open. So sad. That's a duck. Another duck. Funny ducks. We've already seen this. We went over to like the middle of the kind of the village area, kind of in a way. There was a Adoram private event that I accompanied the grade guys to, or Mark and Sandra, and this is some random building over there. I don't know whose house it was, but it was kind of a nice little place. This is the food on the Adoram, probably some of the best food that I had all week. These are chicken tenders. Man, I wish I could take me back to the chicken tenders and all this steak. Oh my God, this was so good. This was so good. So happy that I was invited to this. Look at this spätzle. Oh my God, the shrimps too. I forgot about the big ass shrimps. Now, the only thing about the shrimps is that I'm not used to having to take off all the shit here, but but totally fine. Totally worth it. Very, very good. Oh man, such a good meal here. Damn, such a good meal. Some of the best food I had there. This is a funny thing. I think this was in there. Are you pooping? Just like in the in the stall there. I thought that was hilarious. An evening with Adarim. Very nice. Thank you guys so much. It was fantastic. There's the picture I was talking about. Andrew and Vito. Such a nice picture there. Very nice. I'm gonna have to. I want to. Like I said, I need to take more of these types of pictures, and I need to round them all up and put them on my website. That's a mirror selfie in one of the places. One of the only times I was wearing actual, if you could call them actual pants. Those are golf pants, but I was wearing joggers most of the time. This is a little dessert type thing that we had at the hotel, a little gelato type thing. This is, I think Mark had that one. This is what I'm talking about. I had like 14 of these every day because I needed to drink my appropriate amount of water. Yeah. And then this is us leaving or on our last day here, kind of like going from the car and back. There's Mark and Jacob. Oh, this is, I want to turn the music off. Getting pumped up. Just an ordinary day. Pumped up for the last day. That's what it is. Little music. Music to it. This is that stage for the boxing thing, those guys. And then Mark's asking me, where am I? Roller coaster time on LinkedIn. Yeah, I went on that one roller coaster, Blue Fire, and that was it. This is another image over here. This is Flammkuchen, however you say that. This is funny because it was like 1,000 euros, but they weren't charging anybody. They were just ringing them in. Big roller coaster out in the parking lot. Kind of like where we're packing up the car. It's packed to the brim. I think these are out of order slightly, but this is part of that boxing match. You guys tell me if you guys think these guys are faking it. Just kind of, I feel like they were told to not beat the shit out of each other. But I don't want to be in there with them. I'm just saying, like, it seems like maybe there's. But the funny part about this was that everyone was silent. And I was like, I just really want to be that guy from that UFC thing where he's like, grab his dick and twist it. It was just so hilarious. I wanted to be that guy, but I wasn't. What do we got here? Just kind of like some random shots outside, more random shots. This is us leaving.
We're out. Look at this guy.
Thomas carrying
getting his workout in. Jacob is putting the TV in the trash can.
I don't need it anymore, don't we? Just leave it here.
Are you?
Oh, I wanna just.
That was pretty funny, guys. These guys are fun. They built a parking garage over the Autobahn. I was like, what are we doing here? That was wild. Germany in a nutshell. More sausage. More sausage. I'm losing my voice.
Wow, this is exciting.
Do you want me to film you while you're peeing?
Yeah.
Give me a second.
Funny guy. That was my first time ever paying to pee. That was a pretty pivotal moment in my life.
Here we are, baby. Look at this. Oh, these guys care about their privacy. Sorry about that. We're eating McDonald's in Germany. Oh, look, you can play slots too. Wow, this is sick. German McDonald's. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, look, little play place. Nice.
Yeah, so this is a German
Here we are,
German McDonald's on the Autobahn somewhere or something like that on our way back to Munich. And yeah, it was pretty interesting. You could smell like the smell of shit outside because we're in the country and there's just like a bunch of manure everywhere. Little thing on the ordering thing. This is ordering, which isn't too weird, but like obviously the items are weird. I think this is the whole menu I went through, which we don't have to go through, but it's very different than the United States. That's what I got. 20 nugs and fries. Oh my God, it was so good. Oh man, it was so good. I might go get that right now after this. Damn, that was so good. Oh, damn. So good. Spicy nuggets. Never seen those. Kind of look a little gross. And this is just some random other stuff that I saw over in the other area of the rest stop. Kind of funny, mini pizzas. You know, I took a picture of this because I don't know how the air conditioning works in Europe. But it was fucking hot. Like it was cold and bearable the whole day, like the whole week. And then when we were leaving, it was getting hot. And I was like in the back of the car and I was like, bro, do these BMWs have fucking air? And like I would turn on max AC and I could tell that Mark didn't know what that was because he's like, what is that noise? I'm like, bro, this is the air. And I was like, dude, what are we doing here? And I didn't know what this was in Fahrenheit. And I was like, how hot is it in here? And they were all just like, fine. And I was like, it's hot as fuck. And then I was like, is this a you thing? Is this a this car thing? Is this like a hybrid thing? I don't know what is going on here. I had no idea. So it was a little hot. And it was a 4-hour car ride, a little hot. And then I realized later when I was in the airport, the Munich airport, they don't have fucking air conditioning there either. Or if they do, it's like up at 78 degrees because it's hot. This is another hotel here. The one that I stayed in Munich. And this is like water that they give you. And apparently it says complimentary. So I took it. The water, I drank all that, and then a little piece of chocolate, which is nice. And I don't know what I said here.
I'm back in Munich, the same place.
I think I posted this one actually, but I ate the chocolate. This was this chocolate that I got at the rest stop thing, and then it kind of melted in the car, but it was great. Really good chocolate. I would highly recommend that milk Oreo one.
Okay,
don't know what that is. This is the pillow that we got as VIPs, but I had to leave it here because there was zero chance I was getting it in my luggage. So sorry, Blackwall, but couldn't take you home. That's my view from my thing there. Let me see here. Just throw the TV into the bin. That's funny. Paying to pee feels so capitalistic. Missed opportunity for America, honestly. Did the McDonald's seem higher quality than the US? Honestly, it tasted pretty similar, but I do think the chicken was like less poison. Yeah, probably. It was so good. I mean, anything American just tasted like so good. It was just, yeah. Europe has a different idea of air conditioning. It was boiling in the World Camp EU venue last year. Yeah, honestly, it must be very akin to it. I like being outside. I'm saying this now on camera because I'll be doing another one of these every time I go somewhere, and I will be doing a live stream after press conf for the same thing. So hopefully if you want to live vicariously through me or whatever, if you want to think about the next one, whatever, that's why I do these. I'm saying this now. I think I will be very at home and very comfortable in Phoenix, like when it's so hot. I don't like being outside when it's hot. Like if I have to wear dress clothes, that sucks. But if I can wear like shorts and t-shirt, I love the heat. I do not love the heat when like I'm inside randomly for no reason, and I think that it's going to be warmer inside than it is outside, and like I like knowing what's going to happen there. And again, the temperature kind of changed on this trip a little bit in Munich, because at this point it was like pretty warm, but. Yeah, damn. I don't know.
All right, I'm about to leave this hotel room. It is.
I don't know why. What am I saying here?
This flight. Potentially go to a lounge if I do.
I think this is just me like walking through everything. So here's where we're gonna be leaving here, right? Okay, so I'm gonna be leaving the hotel room. I'm going to grade the grade office and everything like that. But I'm gonna have to talk about the flight thing real quick, and then I'm gonna wrap this up probably within the next like 30 minutes. Absolutely. This is me leaving the hotel room with my grade hat on, my nice luggage there. I didn't eat this stuff that was on like the thing because I had to run, but this was, and we were also eating this day, but they had like nice little breakfast spread. This is kind of cool. I've never seen this before. A little like thing that you click whatever you want and it just comes out of the same spout like this. I mean, I have seen that, but just not in this format. So this is Mark. This is Mark, and he wanted to give me this last Bavarian experience where we have pretzels and this white sausage shit with Sweet mustard is what it was called. So this is in the grade office. If you guys go to Munich and you go to the grade office, this is what you would be at. And this is what I ate. So this is a pretzel. There's butter. This is a sausage with skin that you have to remove, and then sweet mustard. So if you ever get these Bavarian white sausages or whatever, remove the skin, like rip it, cut it and rip the skin or whatever, do whatever, and get the skin off there. It's not that bad. It's not. I don't eat sausage like literally basically at all. But it wasn't that bad, and the pretzel's fantastic. So, and this mustard is literally almost like honey mustard. It's just sweet mustard. It's whatever. It's actually, I think a lot of times when I eat honey mustard, it's more like in the nasal, like it's like more almost like sour or nasally or whatever. This was actually really nice. So yeah, whatever. I don't know if I'd voluntarily do it again, but I would probably eat it again. So yeah. And then I took a picture of this because this is in a meeting. This is confidential stuff. I don't think it's confidential. I hope it's not. Sorry, Mark, if it is. Sorry, grade team. But the reason I took a picture of this is because this is in a meeting and like we're gonna be doing more stuff with grade and all sorts of stuff. But the reason I took a picture is not because of any of the content specifically here. It was because of one thing that I'm gonna show you on the next slide. Imagine you're in a meeting, because I've never been in this situation. Imagine you're in a meeting and the meeting is in a different fucking language, but you know what they're talking about. You just don't know the language. So you want to pay attention and to participate. What I did was I took a picture of one of the slides and I was like, can I do what I want to do in 2 seconds? This is what I got. You just go, you take a picture of the slide and then you're able to go from German to English or whatever to English with a Google Lens. And I'm sure you could do this with other AIs and stuff now too, but like 2 seconds, I was just able to like translate. I was like, can I do that? Boom, done. Amazing. And then I took my phone and I was like, because they were conversing in German during the presentation part. And during that time, I took my phone and I was translating. I was live translating from German to English. I know you guys probably are not going to be in that situation like too heavily often, and you probably know more languages than me, but I was like, this is fucking awesome. So that's the future right there. Don't learn the language, just live translate it. I think if I had my headphones, because I have these Google Buds, I think I could have probably translated into my ears in real time too. Didn't try that, but that's the way to go. It's so sick. That's the circus that is right next to their office. Yeah. And then what are we gonna hang on a second? We gotta go back to the things here. Appreciate you, Andrew. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for being here. We're gonna die at press conf. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm going to be wearing shorts the entire time. You cannot make me wear pants out there during that, but hopefully it'll be all right. We shall see. That's the BMW building. Apparently the museum's right here as well. This is a huge, I think this is where Bayern Munich or whoever plays the soccer team. Passed that a couple times on the Autobahn. And then this is where shit gets wild. Let's go take this. Cool. We talked about that. Okay, perfectly. Krayler said, imagine live translating in the airport and strangers are trash talking the weird American. Honestly, yeah. I mean, you got to be careful what you get from that. But I'd like to know what's going on. I just thought it was super dope that I could do it because I never had a reason to do it before. I remember when that was like announced a while ago. So, set the scene. Mark walks me into the airport. We talked to the Lufthansa people because I'm flying. I booked everything through United, but this flight is with Lufthansa over from Munich back to the United States. And I'm talking to them and they're like, no upgrades available. Like it's fully booked. I'm like, fuck. So I'm in economy coming back. I know I sound like a spoiled bitch, but it is what it is. So I'm like, fuck. All right. So then we say bye. No idea what's going on here. I tried to go through these gates that they have there where you put your passport down or something, or your boarding pass, I think, and it opens up and you can go through. The first one was like no priority access. I don't remember the signage, but apparently I was trying to go through a different one. So then I finally find that, I get that, and then I go through this line, and It's very interesting. So this is the first part of it, right? So you would expect security. I don't think I had to take off my shoe. I definitely didn't have to take off my shoes. I don't know what I did or didn't have to do
Okay, I'm 3 hours early.
with the security thing here up here. Like I went through and it was pretty seamless. There wasn't a ton of people, I feel like, or whatever. So that was easy.
Okay, I'm 3 hours early. I am
It's 3
through
hours
security.
early.
I thought there was another set of security things.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Like now I'm just in a German airport. I've never been in a foreign airport by myself. So I get through that and then I'm in like basically the area with all the shops and shit. I walk about 100 feet and then I ask this, what I think to be a nice little Italian lady that's working at Lufthansa. Like, I'm like, I have to go internationally. What do I do? Where do I go? And you have to go to the international terminal. But when you go to the international terminal, you have to go through passport control to get into it. And then you can't come back to this area. And I was like, do I need to eat? Do I whatever? Luckily, I had 2 pretzels in my pocket from earlier because Mark gave me some extra pretzels. So I didn't eat anything. I didn't buy anything. I just ate the pretzels once I
talked to
sat
what
down.
I think was a nice Italian woman, and she said that you go to L, like gates L or something. And
Yeah, you have to go like L and H. So like you have to, navigate around to find all these different fucking things. So like you're going like J, K, and L. You got to take this train thing somewhere. You got to go find something. You got to take the train. Then you have to.
All right, so what you do is there's 2 terminals. Well, there's terminals, but then there's gate areas, and you go to G. I think it's H and L are international.
Yeah.
Or something. No, maybe I don't know. But you go to this place and that's where you go through. All right, so what you do is there's 2 terminals. Well,
Yeah.
terminals.
So
There's
you
eight,
basically go
to
through
the
somewhere.
And now there's a bunch of gates up here.
Can't fucking remember. You go through somewhere and there's multiple
I think
places
it's
or whatever.
absolutely hilarious that.
And then I'm just like making a bunch of comments. I'll just tell you a quick story. So like I go through that. I finally get up to the international terminal. It's like dead. There's like not many people up there. I go towards where my gate is, and there's an area I think in here somewhere where I end up sitting down and eating these pretzels. And I sit in one area. There's a cop with an AR across his chest, and he's like, "Hey, can you move?" And I'm like, "Sure." I'm like, "Sure," because like we need this space for other people or something like that. I was like, "Okay." So then I go to a different area, and then there's an area right here. That's my luggage and my grade hat. This area right here, it's kind of a bad picture, but I had to go through the main thing, the main security. Then I had to show somebody my passport, tell them I'm leaving and all that sort of stuff. They stamp it with the visa or whatever. Then I had to go to another area within the international terminal up here. Like you have to go past these doors because that's where my actual gate was. I had to show these people my shit again. I mean, they don't fuck around. Like there's just an obnoxious amount of things that you have to go through. Just some random pictures of the airport, big airport in Munich, plane, everything like that. Cool. This is my huge backpack. It looks even larger in this picture because it's like a wide angle. These fucking plugs don't work. Okay. And come on. You know what I mean? I get it. Climate change. Gotcha. We're not going to have the air conditioning on, and we're not going to have plugs that work. Are we serious? Because none of the plugs work. Not just like one of them. Like they just didn't have the plugs turned on over here. Ridiculous. Just funny stuff.
All right, so this is the type of shit that.
I was like, this is the type of shit that pisses me off. Why the plugs not work? So yeah, there's the thing again, and now we'll talk about this here in a second. Carla said, as you travel more internationally, you'll discover that the airport security treats you better than basically every other country. The TSA is truly insufferable. Yeah, it's I understand that. I have some stories here that we'll wrap up with at the EWR airport. I hate German airports. Frankfurt is the same way. When I went through security, I was restricted in the area with 4 gates, 1 shop, 1 bathroom. Yeah, so weird. So weird. Yeah, not off to a great start. Boarding time was like 3:25, so I was like late to board. And then I think they said literally somebody spilled and threw their pills all over the place in the plane, and they had to pick them all up. 2 people came back this way, and we were delayed. So then this is no room on the economy flight, but they did give me whatever that was. Picture. It's funny because you can see premium economy from your seat and like see how much better they get. I got some shitty earphones. this is the only way to do this from now on. This is very cool to kind of like see like the takeoff in that view. It's pretty dope. I don't know why I did that. About to raw dog the fuck out of this poor boy flight. I didn't actually do that, but that's hilarious. Just me and the cam. The Wi-Fi is obnoxiously expensive. I feel like $35 for the full flight, which I did spend. And it wasn't. It like dropped a couple times. It's kind of sad. Couple free songs and shit like that. These things were pretty gross, like little crackers. They're fine, but whatever. Flight closed randomly in the middle. This is the meal that was kind of ass. How it started, how it's going. I made that on the flight. That was sad. And then I was like constantly looking how long this was going to take because I was like in the middle of, I'm thinking about the interchange between like these two flights and it was going to be very tight. I only had like an hour and a half and I was like, oh shit, I'm going to have to move it. So I'm thinking about that. This is the meal that I had. Honestly, it wasn't terrible. Like the chicken and the mashed potatoes look gross, but they were okay. This tangerine thing wasn't great. This thing was a little weird, but bread was whatever. Metal fork, metal cutlery though. Thank you, climate change, I guess, for something there. Metal cutlery on the German flight. Yep, ate some of that. Cheese panini thing, kind of microwavable and whatever, but edible. Love Lindt chocolate. I love Lindt chocolate so much. Very good piece of chocolate there. Don't know why I was taking a picture of that or video of that. I got lucky because the flight that was coming in that I was going to take out to Newark got delayed. So it ended up like all working out. And I got there kind of early anyway. Like I got there from the changeover kind of early. Just random shit. Just kind of flying in the wheel cam, random thing. Welcome to the United States of America, the greatest country. I didn't realize this guy was staring directly at me. That's hilarious. This is the line to get into, this goes all the way down and comes back. This is the line to get into Newark. And with global entry, you literally have no line. You just walk in. So global entry from now on. Not sure what this is. Don't care. This is the, oh wait, no, I need to play this actually. This is the,
Okay, this may be my last transmission. I am walking through some sort of random ass tunnel thing outside because I think I see the air train that I was not instructed properly on how to get to. Yeah, I think I fucked up on that one. So I'm walking outside. Not a good idea.
Yeah, so I was outside in Newark between terminals. Not really necessary, I don't think, but I walked down and she's like, yeah, just walk outside. It's like a 3-minute walk. I was like, okay. So I made it, didn't die. But then you come back in here and this is the worst airport I've ever been in, at least the worst time. This is like multiple lines to go into this thing. TSA pre-check was shut down for the night. This is like 9 o'clock. You just all go in one line. You talk to this guy and he gives you like a little piece of paper that says pre-check on it and you have to hand it to him. Everybody's pissed. Everybody's like, doesn't know what they're doing. Yeah, like the security line to get through this is just a nightmare. Not that it was super long. It was just like really rough. I got randomly hit with the go in the other security bubble thing to do it. And I had 3 bins. I had like my main luggage, my backpack, and then like I would try to put my laptop. You had to pull your laptop out even though you had fucking pre-check. And then I put that down and she's like, don't put it on top of anything. I was like, okay. So then I put in a different like box bin thing. And then this girl was pissed at the end. She like pulled it and I thought she was gonna like break my laptop or throw it or something. Yeah, it was just a stupid time. And I apologize for anybody that lives in New York, but that's a shithole place. New York, New Jersey area. It's a shithole place. So yeah.
I'm really not exaggerating.
Yeah, it's just me. That's me saying exactly what I just said. And then finally, when we boarded, after it got there, I had an empty seat next to me, which was so nice. So for the last 50 minutes of my journey, I could just kind of like lay sprawled out. Look at all this leg room in these smaller planes, though. It's actually crazy in economy. It's wild. And then that's pretty much it. Leaving Newark, and that's Pittsburgh right there. That's Pittsburgh. So there she is, all lit up. And that's it. This is me driving home at like 1 a.m.
We made it.
We made it. Oh, I got one more.
I'm coming home. I'm coming home.
I always play that song, even though it's a little weird now, but you know, that's kind of my coming home song. Hopefully I don't get copyright strike for that. Whatever. Anyway, that's all I got. That was a long time of that was a lot of shit there. Hopefully you guys somewhat enjoyed that. I know people were bouncing in and out. That's a long stream with questionable value for you guys, so I don't anticipate crazy viewership, but I have to document this stuff because if I don't, then it just kind of goes by the wayside. Overall thoughts: don't sit in economy ever again, because if somebody's sick beside you, you're going to get sick and be annoyed. That's one thing. My takeaways here, I do have some notes. Should have gotten way more pictures with people, and I'm going to make sure that I do that from now on. These are just things you learn as you start going places. I'm going to make sure that I get a lot more pictures and video, but more so pictures with people, because I want to like kind of promote that sort of. And there's a lot of money to be made, but you have to want to do the work, and you have to be somewhat strategic in how you kind of go and do it, I guess, is kind of the way that I would say. That was a really long event. There was a lot for us to do there, and there's a lot for me to still do, because I got to deliver some of the content. And not just that, I talked to 10 brands, at least 10 companies, and plus the people that I already knew. And there's a lot of content to be made. There's a lot of partnerships to be had. And yeah, ultimately, like I said, at the end of the day, I am in the business now of making money. This is the make money year, and that's going to be the make money year for the rest of my life, which is just what you have to do. Because if you want to do stuff, then you have to focus on prioritizing actually getting paid to do things. That's not to say that you always, it's not all about money, but it is a big part of it, because you have to make money to live. So super excited about what is next and everything. I think it's going to be dope. We got a lot of really good things coming, and press conf is right around the corner as well. So yeah. Christian said, for a man who doesn't like to travel, you sure have gone all in on the travel game. Bro, I had to. I literally had to. I wasn't going to just like, I'm obsessive. Like, so if I have to do something, I'm going to learn it. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to do whatever. I'll break this news right now, because I don't know who I told. I actually upgraded. I'm getting flights for obviously fly me out to like press comp and everything like that or whatever. Like, that's because I'm speaking and I'm media partner, all that sort of stuff. So a lot of stuff's taken care of, but I am crazy, and it's a 4 or 5 hour flight. And I'm like, I'm not sitting in economy. So I upgraded to first. And yeah, so we'll see what first domestically is on a 5 hour flight. Should be okay, but it's not like lay down or anything, but it is what it is. So yeah. TSA accused me of cutting the line at JFK and made me stand in a penalty box while others got to go past me until they decided that I waited long enough. What the fuck? Oh my God. That's so weird. That's so strange. Oh man. Well, guys, listen, I'm tired. I appreciate you all. I need to go eat some food. Yeah. Is this bro about the bougie travel life? Dude, I don't like to travel. I don't like being on planes. I mean, I'll do it if I have to, and it's not like a fear thing. My tolerance has gotten way better with the ears and like the the motion and all that sort of stuff. But I want to be comfortable. So it's also kind of, this is American that I'm going to press conf on. So it's also like, is this upgrade worth it? I don't know. It's like $480. And again, it's like when you do get things like comped, it's like, what's it look like? I don't know. We're in the make money, spend money phase right now. Not spend a lot of money, but like spend money to see like kind of like what things are worth what. And yeah, I don't know. I'll report back, and maybe I'll have some content that maybe isn't in a 2.5 hour long stream. I should probably like make some stuff that's like less, like more consumable. But yeah, hopefully that can be a part of it as well. So I'm not going to become a travel vlogger though. It's just a part of what I do. But yeah, I think there's a chicken gravy, like sausage biscuits and gravy or something like that. Southwest ain't too bad. Although now they're changing everything up. So I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you watched it live, thank you so much for the interaction, everything like that. If you watched it on the replay, thank you so much. We're just going to keep going. We're not going to worry about anything. We're just going to keep working, and everything's going to continue to be trend in the positive direction over time. So I appreciate every single one of you guys. Thank you so much. I will talk to you in the next one. Shall see you later.